And now from the Humble and Fred Queensway National Broadcast Center, here are Humble and Fred.
Yeah, here are Humble and Fred. Look at us. Here we are.
In all our glory, look. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Yeah, we haven't actually done the show face to face for a while. You know, we're all hopped up on the digital technology.
Yeah. You can be anywhere, man.
Yeah.
You can be anywhere.
This morning, he went outside and talked to me on his phone through Skype. It was pretty cool.
Oh, right. We were testing that. Yeah.
Well, it sounds better than phone quality.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
What, Skype? Skype quality?
Yep.
Skype
Yeah.
quality?
Why, yay.
Right.
Why, yay.
Why? Are you talking about Skype quality?
Skype quality.
Skype up.
You know.
So
Yeah.
I could be, in the next couple of weeks, I could be like at the Giants Causeway, and you could get a call and say, "Hey, it's Fred reporting from Giants Causeway,"
Yeah.
and you say, "What's going on there?" And I'll say, "It's beautiful."
You could be at Giants Causeway.
Yeah.
And I could be at No Frills buying green
Right.
giant corn.
Right.
And then we could Skype one another.
Did the Giants win?
And then you could be at the thing and I could be showing you a can of corn through my phone Skype.
Or I could fall in, and you could say, "I could fall in. I could call in. I could fall in the Giants Causeway."
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I could call in, and you say, "What are you doing now?" And I say, I'm eating bangers and mash."
Oh, sorry about that.
Just smash the camera.
I didn't mean it. I just was excited and smashed Sean's camera on the Twitch.
It fell off the causeway.
On the Skype Twitchy.
The giant causeway.
Sorry, Sean.
Might have to
Welcome
refocus.
to, hey, can we just organize, please? This is precisely the kind of professionalism that is frowned upon.
No, that camera smashing on the table, I don't really see the joke or the humor in it, but that's fine. You guys laugh away.
I think out of the
Well,
the enthusiasm that
Just
happened.
excitement. You know, we're all excited. Sorry. We're just having a nice time. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm wearing an unauthorized shirt. Don't tell Rachel. She hates this shirt. And I only wear it when I know I'm not going to see her. So that's what this shirt's all about on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it's a color that's here and there.
I don't
What
even
is
know
that?
what color it is.
It's not yellow, it's not brown, it's not beige, it's just somewhere in between.
It's bile. Color
Often,
of bile.
you know, so it might just be the color that she doesn't like.
I think so. She doesn't-
Maybe it doesn't look good with your skin.
Well, this is what she told me. She says it doesn't, because I'm so swarthy, that it doesn't complement my swarthiness. It takes away.
My wife likes me in pale blue. She always says, "Oh, it looks good on you, that
Yeah.
color." She does. And I say, "Thank goodness for pale blue. Something helps this."
That's right. My wife likes me in pale blue and
Baby blue.
with a paper sack over my head. Welcome to the show, Freddie and Howie. Howie and Fred, Twitch TV. We're crushing it on Twitch now. Canada's most watched original broadcast from Twitch in a non-gaming platform. Now over 400 Twitch followers. Everything we do, we touch is gold.
Yep. Not our fault. It's all fallen into place. Fantastic. Every step of the way.
Everything.
It's like, it's like go right, go left. One's right. What's wrong? One's wrong. We always seem to go the right way. No doubt about that.
That's right. We're crushing it
We're blessed, Howard. We're
on
blessed.
so many platforms. Of course, live on Canada's Comedy Superstation, the hotbed of recorded comedy in Canada, Funny 820, and of course you can hear us on a bunch of other radio stations, and the internet where we own the internet.
On a mortgage.
Yeah. There's Phil Hong. He's one of our producers. Sean Sargent, the Twitch producer. Amanda Barker, executive producer. All of this by way of saying we appreciate you being here. 1-833-437-8465. If you're driving around the southern Ontario area, we always are open for your calls, confidences. We will. You can be anonymous if you want to call in with some of your troubles. You know, we'll be like Fraser Crane from the old Fraser Crane show. Mm-hmm. We'll just lean in and say, "We're listening.
I'm listening.
We're listening."
Come on, we dare you. 1-833-HF-STINK. Call us and tell us the problem that you're
Yeah, the
having.
first person that's having a problem,
And call Humble and Fred.
we will. If you call us now, we will solve your. Not only will we solve your problem, But you'll get to spend an evening with the Hong family. You'll be whisked to historic Woodbridge.
In southern Ontario somewhere.
And the Hongs will take you in. Phil will cook a hot pot for you. Hot pot. What will you be cooking for our winter?
Probably
Bone broth soup.
most likely a bone broth. Yes. You
likes
can't
to-
be vegetarian.
No, if you're going to go to the Hong family, you're going to eat some yummy bone broth and then homemade wonton. I would like to begin this program, if I can, by telling you I did something last night I have not done easily in over 10 years. I went to an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. I won't say the name of it, but it rhymes with Mandarin.
Okay. Right.
I haven't done that in a long time. Have you done that in a long time?
As a matter of fact, yeah, about a year ago.
Did you really?
Well, no, my in-laws, right?
Yeah.
They're in their 80s. They love the Chinese buffet, and they have one near them rhymes with Landarin. Right?
And they have what? It rhymes with what?
Landarin.
Landarin. So it's different.
Yeah, it's a different,
Similar.
different outlet.
So it's Mandarin, Landarin.
Anyway, they, Delise and I thought it would be a good idea to treat them to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's your point?
Well,
What's your conclusion?
here's the thing. I get back from this fairly famous restaurant, and my daughter Charles texts me, and she wants to know if we can talk. And I text her and say, I just came back from Landarin, and I think
I thought yours was Mandarin.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry, I just got back from Mandarin,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure I'm dying. Is what I texted her. I said to her, I'm pretty sure I'm dying. You better call me quick. Because I don't know, and it's not their fault.
No,
It's
no.
nothing to do with their food. It was, don't let me for a second cast aspersions upon the quality of their product, because it's pretty high. The problem is, I couldn't stop eating it. I haven't been in one of those places in so long. I'd forgot about pacing yourself. I mean, Dave, my buddy Dave, he knows. He had the whole routine. He started with a salad. Like, what? It's a salad.
Salad?
I had 2 heaping bowls of wonton soup before I'd even gotten to my seat, Phil.
Lovely.
And then they just have so many varieties of food. They had grilled sausage. They had steak. They had roast beef. They had salad bar. Yes, they have a roast.
You didn't eat the roast beef.
No,
Why would you at a Chinese?
but they have it. Like, you
Oh no,
could've-
you know what? Yeah, I don't.
You could have.
You know that's for Chinese people.
Yeah.
Chinese people don't want Chinese food when they go out.
No, we have pizza there.
Yeah.
You can eat pizza at Mandarin. Or
Yeah, they have,
Mandarin.
Yeah.
they have pizza. I had sushi. Anyway, the point is, I don't know. I've been there a while, and all the food was like right up here underneath my chest.
Right.
I said to Dave, we're walking back to my car. I go, I don't think I'm going to make it. I may be having a heart attack. It's just not right to eat that much.
No, you know what aggravates me with those places, and it did when the people that go into the all-you-can-eat. Why do you have to pile your plate so high?
Right.
You can go back.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you've seen my strategy. I go up and I get like one little thing on a plate and I finish it. That way I'm not putting my fork in and stuff's falling onto the table. And believe me, I'm a pig. There's no doubt about that. I just think with the all-you-can-eat, you can just design it in such a way that you can enjoy each item and separate them.
That's what I did. I went up.
Yeah,
I went
good,
up
good.
7 or 8 times.
So you wouldn't have aggravated me. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure I would have. I'm sure I would have. I would have broken some code. But I did that. But I mean, my joy at Mandarin is because I love wonton soup, as Phil knows.
Oh, absolutely.
So what they do is they have these small bowls for the wonton soup, and they have bigger bowls for the ice cream.
Right.
So what I do is I go over and get the ice cream bowls, and I fill them with wontons. In fact, my first trip to the...
cannot do.
Pardon me, sir?
cannot do
Oh, you
that.
cannot do? Is
No,
that right?
You cannot do that.
Okay.
Cannot lie.
So
That's cheating.
not only did I do that, but there weren't... When I got to the wonton cauldron,
Yep.
Yeah.
they were at the end of the wontons, and I said to the young person, I said, excuse me, but could you let them know that we need some more wontons? And they went and they got a whole new cauldron
Well, that's
of wontons.
good because everybody's like you dip for the wontons, right? And it's all
Exactly.
wonton, a little bit of broth.
Right.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Well, exactly. So I did that. That was where I really laid down a wonton base. And then I kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sushi. Then I had a meat course. Then I had some vegetables. Then I had some fried rice. Then I had some spare ribs. Then I had some ice cream. Oh, it was on and on. And
What was it? Red bean, green tea, ice cream. Red bean, green tea.
Mango.
What was
no,
it?
it wasn't red bean or green tea, okay?
What was the ice cream? How
Oh, you
do
are-
you go there and not get red bean?
Because nowadays, again, I haven't been there in a long time, but nowadays, they have quite a selection
Mango.
of ice.
Yeah.
Yes, I had mango.
Durian.
I thought you'd have mango.
I
You're
had
a mango guy.
And I had chocolate. And then I went to
Chocolate?
mango and chocolate.
Ooh.
And then I went and I got this little chocolate puffy thing.
Yes.
And then I got some bread pudding.
Telling us.
So you know what I love there? I love the dry wings.
I had a dry wing too.
The wings with nothing on them.
Right. Just a little salt.
And I know if I eat enough of those, by the time I get home, I'm having a complete evacuation, which I like, which is an added bonus to that.
Yeah. Well, that's what they recommend. They do. They say just before you get your bill, we highly recommend you go grab a dry wing. Just so you
Oh no, more than one. You need more than one.
I said that to Dave. I said I'm going to need to get rid of this at some point.
Oh, you can evacuate.
I can tell you. Oh man. And it was my suggestion because he and I were like, we hadn't seen each other for a few weeks, and so usually we go to a movie. But I said, let's just go get something to eat. I want to catch up, see what you've been up to, because you just did this incredible. Over the course of a year, he drove his bike or rode his bike all over North America, from Alaska down to the U.S. Cuba border. I know there's no border. Just relax, okay, buddy. But anyway, he showed me. I just want to catch up, and so I said, let's do Mandarin because we haven't done that in a long time. Or I mean, Mandarin.
Landerin.
Anyway, they are the masters of
you know
taste, I'll
the,
tell you that right now.
You know the what would you call it? The one in Brampton is the
Oh, the castle,
The
right?
flagship.
Yeah,
it's
the Roman
flagship.
thing. Yeah.
And I've never eaten there. A couple of times I've walked in. A couple of times on the way home, even from here, I guess, over the past few years, I've got really hungry around noon. I've actually got out of the car and walked in and had a look around and thought, nah, I'm not. So I've never eaten there, but I've looked in there a couple of times, and it's something else. Like, it is something else, that place.
What enormous, right?
It's just enormous and very attractive building and
It's off the 410.
decor and all that.
No, yeah. Well, that's what we've been.
And in the winter they have the Christmas lighting is just spectacular.
Yep.
They really know their
Well, the
stuff.
decor is why people are going there. All you can see.
How was the sushi?
It was good.
At the KW location of Landerin, not so good.
Well, they don't have a lot of raw fish. They have a lot of like rolls and this, cheaper items. But I was really impressed at this Mandarin near me here that they had actual raw fish. It was very, very good.
Yeah, from what I understand, the ones in the GTA are all owned by the company, but the outlying ones might be hey, don't hold me to this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They might be franchised.
Yes.
So the one that I went to, all right, just so you know,
Okay.
wasn't awful, but I've had better.
Well, I would tell you this. For my once in a decade visit, it was great. It really was. Now,
Did you have an egg roll?
I didn't.
They can be greasy.
Yeah. But it was not far after I left the place, or not long after I left the place, that I wasn't feeling great.
Did they have dim sum at all?
Yeah.
Any level of dim sum?
Yeah, they did. They had
Was it
some,
was it good?
Yeah, they had. I had some. No, they didn't have that, but they had the goizaga.
Oh, gyoza.
Gyoza.
Oh, you mean jiaozi? Yeah.
They had,
The dumplings.
they had the dumplings.
Like actual plain dumplings. Yes.
Love those. Yeah.
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 But
With a
it's,
little hot sauce.
You,
little hot
know,
sauce.
the thing about going there, you know that you're going there to overeat. And now, because of the way the laws have changed, here's how long it's been since I've been in one of these places. I don't remember, and I did note it, even though I didn't care, the calorie count on everything. I'm like,
It was
why-
on. They
on
have it there?
everything.
How many calories did you have last night?
400,000.
No, what do you think? Or do you know? Or did you
Oh, I
keep
had
track?
easily? What would I have had last night? 3,000, 4,000 easily. You have to. I went up 8 times.
Yeah, but going up 8 times doesn't say anything, because if you just have a little bit on, I could go up 4 or 5 times, but some of those pigs that go in there, that could be like 2 for them. You know what I mean?
Well, whatever it was, I'm
Right.
sure I had at least 3,000 calories. Here's what, and I had my regular breakfast yesterday.
Yes.
Then, and because I knew I was doing this, all I had for lunch was some fruit.
you starved yourself.
No, and some yogurt.
So you're prepared
I
for
prepared. I was ready. I was fairly low in terms of my fuel.
it. Warming up, stretching around.
And
Yep.
what is that? I think when we had the lunch buffet, it was something like $17.99 each.
It was
what
like
was the
$30
dinner?
bucks or something.
30.
25. I don't know. Whatever it was.
But that gave you access to the beef, right?
Oh, yes.
oh, access to everything, my friend.
Because if you pay a little less, right? If you try to access the beef, they'll come and they'll poke you.
Oh yeah.
Get away!
yeah.
Get away! Get away!
Chopstick.
Yeah.
Well, our waitress lady, her name was
Right.
Lucy. I don't think that's her real name, but she called herself Lucy. She was there at our table, and whenever we needed a top up, water, Diet Coke if you want, took away plates, made sure our table looked clean at all times, gave me a warm cloth to begin, a warm cloth to end. What? What is that? What's that face?
Nothing. She brought the warm cloth.
Yeah, what do you think was going to happen in the restaurant? What are you talking about?
I don't know, Howie. So, in a situation like that, you go get your own food, but she's servicing you that way. What kind of a tip are we talking? Do you leave the traditional 15 to 20, or do you, do them?
I guess so. I left. Dave paid it on his card, and I gave him cash. So I'm assuming we gave her some
Dave
money.
didn't treat you after not seeing you for so long.
I'm sorry. What?
Well, he hasn't seen you in a long time.
Like
so
2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, once I thought you said he was on a world tour.
Yeah, but that happened over the course of a year.
All
He went-
right.
yeah, I've seen him within the last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
And-
thought,
and why would he-
thought he would have bought your dinner.
Yeah.
Well, when he hears this, maybe he'll explain why he didn't. We're very, we just split stuff.
Okay. So he puts it on his card. Now, will he compensate you for the points that he got?
Yes, he did. He did. He gave me his cookie.
That's 18 cents right there.
He gave me his wonton cookie. What's that called? Fortune cookie.
And it had the winning lottery numbers.
Yes, it did.
And then you'll have to split that with him. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's how it worked out. Anyway, that's my story. Welcome to it. We haven't even started the show. So many things to talk about today. On our program, this is amazing. We're going to be speaking to the mayor. Everyone thinks Fred's the mayor of Brampton, but that is not true. The actual mayor of Brampton's calling in today.
Yes, he is. Mayor Patrick Brown. That was a surprise turn of events. Remember, he was the PC leader, and then all that controversy, and Rob Ford ended up as the leader. Patrick Brown runs for mayor of Brampton, wins. What? I thought you were
Doug
going to say
Ford.
something.
Doug
What
Ford.
did I say?
You said Rob Ford.
Okay, Doug Ford. I always do that.
It's funny. I didn't even notice
Yeah, I
that.
always. Sorry.
I'm like, yeah, whatever.
So, and then what they have on Thursday in Brampton is something called Hockey Day in Brampton. Of
course.
On Thursday, August 22nd.
Yeah,
So that in itself is several questions, isn't it?
yeah. Do they not know in Brampton that this
That's
isn't
right.
the hockey season? Ladies and gentlemen, Barky Barks.
Hey, by the way,
Barky Barks getting barked at.
did you realize in Brampton, maybe or maybe not, we could ask Patrick Brown, final approval. They're just about to put the rubber stamp on a new cricket stadium in Brampton.
Oh, that's
fantastic.
And
lovely.
that's the truth.
Oh, no, I-
Cricket stadium.
I'm excited.
And people will come from far and wide to play cricket in Brampton.
What's really exciting is that Hockey Day in Brampton is this Thursday, and then just after Labor Day, we can all go to the Santa Claus Parade in Brampton. 'Cause that's what it is in Brampton.
Yeah.
Because they don't really have a schedule. Hello.
Well, they have a few hockey days. I did my research this morning, but this one is a special gala.
You
that-
know what? You're a special gala.
I am. Getting your Italian accent ready for Anthony. You're a special gala.
You're a special gala. Hey, you are. I haven't gazed upon your countenance, your fresh-faced, your open spirit in some time.
That's me.
There was a weird note. This is Amanda Barker, by the way. And
Hi.
there was a weird just a quick addendum to some note you wrote me. I read this morning about you're doing an audiobook.
I am.
And how did you know? I didn't know anything about that.
Oh, well, we did a deep dive last week.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the show. You know, I was out in the east coast of Canada.
I get it. That's my life mostly.
I know. I was fascinated by it. I know you did one, right?
I've done one, but I'd love to do another.
It's
They're
so
a lot
much
of work, man.
Work.
Yeah.
So
I didn't realize.
Why would you want to do another if they're a lot of work?
Because I think I'd like to do it because I enjoyed the experience.
And you like the dough.
I like the dough. The dough's no good?
Yeah. It's not. I'm sure I'm not getting paid what you got paid.
No.
Listen to him. I know you. No, not the great humble.
In fact, you know, he could put the audiobook business out of business with what he charges.
It is a lot of work. I have all these different characters I have to do, and I have to stay consistent and go back and forth in the dialogue. And then I didn't realize how much I read ahead and switch letters. Is this a human thing?
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing about reading these books is it's a different skill than reading commercials.
Yeah.
Because you're reading, you have no time to proofread, so you're going through enormous chunks of dialogue in one take.
Yeah.
And just in order to get it done.
Did you have to do accents and different things?
I just did.
Different characters?
Well, I do some of my patented characters, you know. But no, I just read it straight.
Angry Howard, Happy Howard, Introspective Howard,
Introspective, esoteric Howard, spiritual Howard,
Post-Mandarin Howard.
I don't.
Landarin, not
sorry.
Landarin. Mandarin.
What would they have to pay you, guys, to stand there for hour after hour just reading a...
Well, for first thing, you sit, because nobody's standing that long for hours and hours and hours. You sit, for sure.
Okay, but still sitting then.
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, man.
They hand you an iPad, and you could do annotations in your own iPad, and I tried to do that on my own, and anyway, they hand you an iPad, so you're reading it not cold, you've read it before, but it's not, and every 3 sentences or so, it's like, let's try that, let's iron that one out.
Yeah.
Let's try it again. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, no, and it's, I read a small book, like a 150-page book.
Yeah, this is 180. No, sorry, this is 230.
Yeah.
So
it's
it's
a lot
not,
of reading, man.
It's not a 500, but it's the characters, and it's a lot, 'tis a lot of work.
And-
I'll be proud of it.
And what's it like for the person that has to sit there and listen to it to make sure you haven't made any mistakes or gone off the
well,
off the track?
I have a director, and then I have an engineer. So the director is the one that is really
paying attention.
Yeah,
What
going
a
you
job.
there's no the there, so try it again.
Yeah.
Okay,
the bottom line is next week and the week after. Are you available to come in here and do some
Yeah,
shows?
I am. I gotta look, but I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I like that idea. I'm not gonna. Fred's gone to Scotland, Ireland, Wales,
England.
I know.
and so I was gonna reach out to a couple of the usual suspects, but I don't know.
I can do. I can do. What
I
we
think
did
this
last
would be
week.
good, and then
Yeah.
maybe I'll see if Jeff wants to come in and do a show once.
Mr. Lumby.
Because everyone loves when Lumbee comes in here. He's a firecracker.
I love Lumby.
He's a firecracker. He's
really
a
do.
pistol. Okay, well, we haven't even started, and we have to take a break. I don't know how this happened. We just did one thing. Talked about getting the buffet, man.
Having the wing trots.
I don't know about that. But
like a drill bit. Yep.
that's right.
Machine gun.
Yeah.
I will tell you, right now it's coming out in stages. Because right now we're just at the early evacuation stage. Anyway, come on, you guys. Try and be professional. It's Humble and Fred Radio live on Funny 820, and of course, proud to be on the internet, where our home has been now for the last 8 or 9 years. The award-winning HumbleandFredRadio.com. We'll be right back.
Lonesome Sue, she's in love with old Sam, taken from the fire into the frying pan. On and on, she just gives just like it feels like
tall?
Chambers plan when we come back. Strain print when we come back. Freddie.
Yes.
Can you guys grab me strain print? Hi.
Hi, how's your trip? So good. Loved it. Out toward You're gonna find
Yeah.
love out east. From Mississauga.
Yeah, I haven't spent enough time out there, but it was good. I don't know if you heard the story. I ran into Anne Murray.
Did not hear the story.
Yeah, it was one morning.
Yesterday?
Yeah, one morning at breakfast. I think the second or third day we were there. And
That's like
it was
cliche.
I know. It was so weird because the four of us are sitting there having breakfast, and I look up, and she and I make eye contact, and I guess everyone had been seeing her, but I didn't see that she'd walked in, and she stopped and looked at me. She's like,
Well, you know each other.
just couldn't figure out where she knew me from. So I got up and I said, Anne, Howard Glassman, Humboldt Bread Show, we met at the thing. She's like, oh my God, you can be
Can we get it back in?
She didn't live.
Go to the Humboldt Fed page.
I don't know. Sure, maybe. But it was just a weird moment. The guys were like, how do you know Anne Murray?
How don't you know him?
Do you guys have any idea who I am?
Heavy rotation back in the edge.
Do you have any idea who I am?
I just want to see if it increases our viewers.
Fucking humble
by,
hell.
You doing what I'm doing or watching.
No, it was great. I just don't know what to say.
Start watch party.
They remind me a little bit of my people from the prairies. They're just so nice. They're just so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The thing that always
But I don't want to take over your
amazes me
computer, so
about
just
the
I want to make
Maritimes
sure and
versus
see if it works. Just
Ontario
press start, and then if it doesn't work, doesn't work.
that in
turn it
my anecdotal, unscientific estimation, people here
Turn the
complain
audio
a
off
lot,
just in case.
and people out there who actually have a lot
So-
more to complain about, let's be
Complain
honest,
about it.
don't complain at all.
Yeah.
I think because if you do, then where are you going with it?
You
You
should
know,
still
I isn't
be
saying
able
people don't
to
complain at
Well,
all.
of course, but it's not their it's not their sort of main
They do it
driving.
more for gossip and for entertainment.
But that- I
and
gotta-
less
They're not
for-
they're not living the
Add
anger that
viewers.
these people here
The
are.
my first day of work in
Right
Ontario,
on.
I'll never
Let's see what
forget.
happens.
I'm in this office making more than I'd ever made an hour, which wasn't saying a lot, with all these young women, which I now know why they staffed it with young women. But anyway, all
Automatically,
these
it's
young
just
women, and I was
going
like,
up.
this place is utopia.
viewers.
I love it here, and we get free pizza.
Anybody
I was
that's on
so
Facebook
excited,
sees those
and
things at the top of their list.
and everybody, all they did was complain,
Complain,
and I was just like, what? Really? Look at all the money we're making.
Oh, I know. Well, that's also who you are
You
too.
can't get out of anywhere quick though. Like if you want, if it was 8:30 at night and you're trying to get out of a store and they're talking your ear off, that maritime goodbye goes on and on and on and on.
But it's so beautiful. I showed Fred a video this morning. I was online of just showing what Cabot Cliffs and Links look like, and it is really like it was like standing in a painting. It really was, and because Inverness is here. You're standing on this beautiful ground. There's this cliff going down to here, and there's the fucking ocean or whatever the bay that. It was too much. And then Anne Murray.
And then Anne Murray.
And then Anne Murray. So Babyface. So we're just talking about 7 shows.
Yeah, that's fine.
4 next week, 3 the following week.
Yeah, it should
Even
be
if
long.
you even if you come in from 7:30 to 8:30,
Yeah.
just to bridge the.
Today, I think this week is I didn't get this here. I think this week is there we go.
But Barb's,
Is that I didn't tell work. I didn't tell work that I needed 10 o'clock starts, but I do, and that's it.
Okay.
So that's all I have to do.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, because
Yeah.
I think that would be. I'd rather just
Yeah.
converse with you. to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
We missed you, but we had a blast.
No, I hear
Last
it.
week.
But I just think like he and I were talking about with you and it's just more comfortable,
consistent.
more consistent.
You're
And
part
I
of the
don't have
show.
to think about
Yeah.
what's I just know that you
Sure.
coming in will be okay. That's taken care of. Let's get guests if you want.
Yeah, we have some scheduled.
Okay.
Just
We should be back.
damn it, I need water.
Oh, this is.
I don't.
I feel up into the table.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, that Australian pretended to be someone else. Reading Hyundai.
Squad.
I don't remember South Korean companies having Australian accents.
Whatever.
Hate it.
What's going on here?
Loosen that up.
And welcome back. This is a group called Earthquake. Or no, this is the song called Earthquake. From This Is the Kit.
Why'd you choose this?
It happened to be on my Spotify. Magic of Spotify. Just
You know,
happened to be there.
You and I have to get out some night and see this Dwayne Gretzky band.
Who are they?
Everybody. It's about 11 or 12 kids from different bands that come together and they do covers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just remarkable. They played in Peterborough on Wednesday night. And Dan Duran was there. Darren was there. Donnie Patterson. Anybody that sees this band just absolutely loves them. It's such a good time, and they're just they nail it.
Let's get them in here.
I don't know if that's possible because there's so many. Dwayne Gretzky,
Dwayne
the band.
Gretzky, the band.
And apparently Wayne Gretzky has endorsed them. Like, yeah, he likes it. You can play with my name if you want.
You know, speaking of endorsement, there's a new movie. I'm not sure if it's out yet. It has based on sort of the music of Bruce Springsteen, and it's about a young kid in the UK who discovers Springsteen in the 70s and falls in love with him.
Oh yeah.
Finds his music inspirational. And anyone ringing a bell with anyone? No.
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 All right. Well, it's out. It's one of those movies in the
It's
theater.
out. It's out right now.
I think it is. Look it up,
I'll
Phil.
look it up. I was looking up Dwayne Gretzky.
Speaking of audiobooks, remember the Springsteen one?
Mm-hmm.
I tried, but I couldn't. He sort of talks about his life,
Yeah.
but he reads it.
Same with a Netflix special he did of his Broadway show. I tried to get through it. It was labor intensive, very laborious.
Western Stars, that's the movie.
It's called Western Stars, and fantastic.
Is it about him?
No, but it's about a kid from the UK, a young boy who discovers Springsteen's poetry and is inspired. But the point is that Springsteen, I guess, had to be, because it's his music and things.
You have to be a real big fan, I think.
I guess.
Are you sure it's not called Blinded by the Light, Phil? No, I'm serious.
I thought that
That's
was someone
Manfred
else.
Mann.
Yeah.
No, it's a Bruce Springsteen song.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it says right there. Watch the official trailer for
I'm
Western
blinded
Stars.
by
Blinded
the
by
light.
the light
That's
is-
Manfred Mann.
Blinded by
Listen.
the light.
Are you talking? You're talking to
wrote
a
it.
You're
Every
talking
key.
to a
Blinded by
DJ.
the
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Wrapped up
sorry
like
for
a-
I shouldn't have done that. Blinded by the light. I didn't know that was Bruce Springsteen.
The movie's called Born in the USA.
The guy that made a hit out of Blinded by the Light was Manfred Mann.
But he wrote it.
But Springsteen, this is how it was originally.
Oh, okay.
Completely different vibe.
He wrote it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But Springsteen's version is this. Such a Springsteen. It's coming. You'll get to it.
Madman, drummers, bombers, and Indians in the sun.
There he
with a
is.
teenage diplomat.
Yeah.
In the dumps with the mumps of
Yeah.
Seattle.
That's a great piece of music trivia.
It is.
I've never heard of that connection before, and he actually wrote this song.
I don't know how many times I have to say
Wow.
this song.
Did he write a lot of songs before he was known himself? Was he one of those?
Not necessarily.
No?
Like a couple of songs. Like he did Fire by the Pointer Sisters.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah. A fire.
yeah, I've heard that.
I didn't know that.
But the version that everyone
You sure he wrote?
You sure the Pointer Sisters?
I'm gonna read the credits on this.
now this was the funny thing is this was the song that this is the version everyone knows.
Yeah.
But once you know that Springsteen wrote it, you can kind of hear
Yeah.
the Springsteen kind of whatever the way he phrases
It's
stuff.
fascinating.
This is not one of my favorites.
No.
To me, this is just a song that is there. Like, it never really inspired me at all, this song.
I think I like the Springsteen version better.
Yeah, maybe.
The 5 seconds I've heard of it, yeah.
Well, the funny thing about this was great for disc jockeys in the 70s because it's like 7 minutes long. You can go do your laundry, have lunch, meet a gal, set up a life.
Like MacArthur's Park, right?
Here's
Have a buffet.
hey, yelling. These microphones need to be reset again because all of a sudden normal conversation sounds
It
like
was
it's
Level-a-thon
distorted.
last week.
Well, I heard that, yeah. Oh, I heard
We
when-
had screamy people, soft people, more screamy people. No way!
all you need to do with Springsteen is just don't open your mouth.
Smoked 19 cigarettes in a row.
Where were you with the Blinded by the Light as far as the film goes? I lost track there.
The film is called
Blinded by the Light.
Oh,
What did
Yeah.
you
Is
call
there
it?
Javid is a Pakistani teenager who experiences racial and economic turmoil while living in Luton, England.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought it was called.
He writes
Blind.
poetry as a way to escape. Yeah, and it's all
But I don't understand. I don't get this. So it's his music. It's like a musical. It's like
No,
what they
it's
do.
not a musical. It's
It's not.
The story is okay. I'm
What's
going to get off
happening?
this. The movie's called Blinded by the Light.
Got
it's about
it.
a young Pakistani kid
Yes.
in England in the late 70s. It's a period piece. He discovers Springsteen, and it opens up a world of music to him.
Okay.
And he convinces he goes and the whole story is it's based on a true story apparently. He comes to America to come and see Springsteen.
Oh, wow.
And that's the movie.
Okay.
But the point about it is that Springsteen had to approve the script and using his music as a reference in this movie.
I mean, it's
But
paycheck.
on that note, just a nice note. America's Got Talent. Delise likes to watch it. Sometimes I'm casually watching it. The other night, this kid who's blind and autistic sings Bridge Over Troubled Water. Fantastic. And then Simon Cowell goes on to explain that Paul Simon not never, but rarely gives approval for those songs to be done without paying royalties, but he allowed this kid to sing it on America
Sweet.
Gives Talent.
Yeah,
for
very
nothing.
nice.
Yeah.
Or the kid
Yeah.
could cough up some royalty. Simon Cowell could cough up some royalties. He's
No,
got
well, Paul Simon was
he
a
got
good
money.
guy.
Really? Because Sound of Silence isn't Trolls, the movie.
Well, whatever. They're paid for that.
No, I get.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And,
So
and
it's without
very
money.
rarely does he
Yeah.
allow it. Yeah.
Got it.
Well, and most people don't realize that Bruce Springsteen wrote this.
And he also wrote the entirety of Trolls, the movie.
Yeah, he did. It was Trolls is based on a song from the early.
A hardworking white boy from New Jersey, just trying to make a living as a
That's
music
right.
artist.
Like the trolls, and I like you.
Living and loving and doing the best I can.
Rolling down GD like a bridge. Hey, can we talk a little bit about the chamber?
Feels lost
Oh, no,
control.
Phil's out of his mind. Can we talk about the chamber plan, please?
Canada's #1 plan for employee benefits. The Chamber's plan is Canada's leading group benefit plan for firms, 1 to 100 employees. You can go to chamberplan.ca, get a free quote. It's something else, health and dental insurance is available, travel insurance. They have a human resources component now, which is just fantastic. It really is a great thing for your small business because joined with 30,000 other Canadian businesses, this is a big deal. Very simple to get involved. It's stable because of the numbers and the smart way to go for your people. Chamberplan.ca.
Guys,
Just hold that thought. Yeah, Springsteen wrote the Bible. This just in.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Guys, what?
no,
What were you
it's
saying?
a
What?
controversy. I'll let you.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to some folks from Strain Print in the next couple of days. Do we have them booked this week? Or is that going to
Thursday.
happen? Perfect.
Thursday.
Lots of news coming. And there's a lot of evidence now. You can certainly share in it, in the fact that cannabis, THC, CBDs, what's working for others might work for you, whether it's insomnia, inflammation. Maybe you've got a bad back. Maybe your aging parents could use a little cannabis to make the time go better. Why not? Seriously, that's my plan. Netflix, Freezies, hash. That's my retirement.
You're in it.
I'm in it. That's right.
That's your plan.
I'm really weed, Netflix, Freezies, and spits.
It's not a bad life.
That's
really.
what I'm doing. Strainprint.ca. Make sure you check it out. Strainprint.ca. Hold on. Let's get a call here before some controversy. Yes, hello. Yeah, hello. Yeah,
Hello.
What's up?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
I'd like to tell you guys that you guys are doing a great job. I don't have anything to say, but that you guys are doing a great job of what y'all doing.
Well, I appreciate where you calling from.
Florida, Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh.
And how are you listening to the legendary Humble and Fred show in Jacksonville?
Twitch.tv.
Hello.
Oh, very nice. What's your name?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
What happened? I
Liza?
want to tell you guys that you guys are doing a great job. I don't have anything
No,
to
what is
say,
your name,
but
sir?
That you guys are doing a great job.
Yes.
of what y'all doing? My name is Marco.
Well, I appreciate where you calling
Marco.
from. Well, listen, my friend, take care in Florida.
Jacksonville,
That's
Florida.
that's.
Oh.
And how are you listening to
Crazy
the
state.
legendary Humble and Fred
great
show in
state.
Jacksonville?
Great
Well, yes,
state.
it is a
Thank
great
you.
state. But
Twitch
crazy
dot
stuff
Crazy
happens.
great.
Crazy stuff
Crazy
happens.
great.
Thanks for
Yeah,
calling.
You guys don't have to buy Florida. It's not a great
Liza?
state, but thank you anyway.
But Jacksonville's a great city
No,
with
what
some
is your name,
fantastic
sir?
restaurants.
I agree with him.
Big fan.
It's a
Yeah.
crazy state filled with people wrestling gorillas and stuff. I don't know. Listen, my friend, take care in Florida.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
and how are you listening to the legendary Humble and Fred
Great
show in
state.
Jacksonville?
Call any
It is a
time
great
there.
state. It's crazy stuff
Crazy
happens.
great.
Crazy stuff happens. Thanks for calling.
I
Take
should
care.
have
Marco.
remembered that.
Ciao.
Ciao. What was your controversy?
But Jacksonville, you're a great city
No,
with
what is
some
your name,
fantastic
sir?
restaurants.
I
What
agree
would
with
you say,
him.
fan? What have you played
It's
this
a
morning?
crazy state filled with people wrestling gorillas and stuff. I don't know.
Listen,
my friend, take care in Florida.
Once you get shut down,
How are you
by
listening to
Fred
the
State,
legendary Humble and
that's
Fred
a
show
great
in
state.
Jacksonville?
Call any time.
Crazy stuff.
Crazy
Crazy stuff. Thanks for calling. Ciao.
So I was wondering what but Jacksonville, you're a great city with some fantastic restaurants.
I agree with him.
So we don't know what it is.
We don't.
Something got shut down.
Wrestling gorillas and stuff.
On Facebook.
Take care in Florida.
Once you get shut down,
How are you listening to the legendary Humble and Fred show in Jacksonville?
Call any time.
Probably just that one.
Just a Thanks for calling.
We haven't so I was wondering what Jacksonville, you're a great city with some fantastic restaurants.
How we get around it on the radio.
Probably just that one.
So he's sitting there in New Jersey, whatever, listening to us.
His record company is probably.
Yeah.
Well, Marco
No,
was
he
listening. I
is.
thought that was cool. Like we get a
Yeah.
that. So there's an interesting talk about a circle. We're broadcasting on Twitch, so he can listen to us in Florida, but he's calling us on the Stink Line here in Ontario.
It's great.
Oh yeah.
Jacksonville is a nice town. I like that
Anthony
place.
Petrucci is in from Palma Pasta.
Yeah, hi.
He's hanging out. Look at him. You know, every time he walks in, he's I don't know how old he really is, but he looks about 38. Just standing there, all skinny and cool, with his dark, swarthy persona.
Swarthy.
I'm swarthy.
So,
What's wrong with swarthy?
I don't know. Swarthy's a
What's
weird
that mean?
word.
That's my Rachel calls me swarthy
Does she,
beast.
oh, does
Yeah.
she really?
What does that
Okay.
mean?
All right.
Well, sort of dark,
Olivey,
olive skin,
little tanned.
little Hebrew, little Italian. You know, swarth, man. You're not swarthy. It's okay.
Oh, I sort of figured that out when you said dark and olive skin.
Yeah.
I'm more pasty.
Yeah, you're a pasty. You're like an English pasty.
Lapline.
Pasty.
Yeah.
What are those called? Little
Yeah.
pasties.
Yeah, they're called pasties.
pasties.
Yeah.
You're
Isn't
a
that what you
pasty.
put on your nipples?
On your titties.
No, those
Yeah.
are pasties.
Yes, Fred
Those
has pastry
pasties.
on his nipples.
Then I have little tassels that I can make
Yeah.
them go round and round.
What are those things called?
He has
Tassels.
Pasties.
He has
Pasties.
yes. He has little what are those?
Those
things
British
you like?
samosa things.
All those little tarts you like.
Merkins.
Butter tarts?
Yes, he has butter tarts on his boobs. What? Those because they're that's what he enjoys eating.
All right.
That's where
Butter
he keeps
tarts
them.
are great. That would be a great name for a stripper and a good thing to put on your boobs.
That's right.
Butter tart.
Listen, if you ever heat up a butter tart in a microwave, beware. 10 seconds, it'll burn your tongue off. Okay,
Yes.
just so you know.
Because that's sugar.
That's caramel. Yeah.
Once you get that sugar really that hot, you know, or if you're making like a dulce de leche or
They
anything
should
like
come
that.
with a warning.
Yeah, you should be very careful when you're warming up butter
Butter
tart.
tart in the microwave.
Yes, and then putting them on your nipples.
On your pasties.
Anyway, that's so. I apologize that you took offense to swarthy.
I just haven't heard that term. It's sort of an old timey
Well, this is
term. It's like carny. I don't know if we say it
Yeah.
anymore. Like
That
you know,
swarthy guy was working at the
Like-
Carney, and I think he had scurvy.
I feel like that's like I don't know, Merchant of Venice or something. Like
Well, we're a
swarthy.
very classic couple, GFR and I.
You are.
You know, I was at the Stratford Festival just the other day.
Oh, were you?
Oh, I was.
What did you partake in?
We went to the Festival Theater and we took in a performance, an afternoon performance.
really?
Of Belly Elliott.
How was that?
A Belly.
Was it so good?
A Belly.
It's like that Bruce Springsteen movie, only not Bruce Springsteen.
Everything was written by Bruce Springsteen.
Except dance.
It was good. You know, I'm like, you know, I didn't fall asleep. I got a little naughty at one time. I started
Yeah.
to nod off early in the first
Oh,
half
man.
and before intermission.
I went to Waitress last week, and I thought of you. 'Cause I
Yeah, a little
was telling
dozy.
Fred I got there, and it said, we made a mistake. I opened up the program, and it's like, this performance is 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Ooh.
I was like, yikes.
When they get there, there's actually a little piece of paper apologizing for the time of the movie or the play.
Little pamphlet.
It's supposed to be it's 2:15 in the program. It's 2:45 in reality.
What?
If that's not enough to make you walk out,
I know.
Yeah, even if you have spent 120 on the ticket, you're like, I will not sit here.
Yeah.
or I'm going to leave at 2 hours and 15 minutes, regardless of where we are.
Do you know how valuable my time is?
I would say it was great. We enjoyed ourselves. We were sitting below some older folks that were out for a wonderful time.
At Stratford, you
At
don't
Stratford,
say.
there were some older folks sitting behind us, and they had even a better time because the woman kept going, woo! Woo!
Are you
Just
kidding?
like
What?
At a play?
Yeah.
That's
When
weird.
when there would be like the big applause breaks, you know, sometimes in the middle of these shows, you know, you'll get a
Right.
big applause break or something. And she was like, woo! Woo! Which we thought was funny.
That's really close to woot woot, and I can't stand woot woot.
But these two, they were lovely old folk in their 70s at
Did they
least.
smell?
They did not.
Because Sean last week did a story on old people. Mm-hmm. Do they really smell different than,
Oh, yeah.
than younger people?
Sure they do.
And what was it was not really, but they can.
Well, they can. They can smell
Say-
like mushroom soup sometimes.
or
They're
a-
fine.
just
I
a,
said chicken noodle soup
Yeah.
and
No.
oil heat.
I said hint of urine.
Yeah. Because there is always a hint to urine.
Well, there's the combination of urine, mushroom soup, and decay that brings it all together. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Did they unwrap candies? Because that's nice. when that
No,
happens.
but at a few points, it was one of those classic old people dialogue where the husband was hard of hearing, so she was saying what he said was
Oh,
they're going
no.
down to the belly.
No.
That type of thing. So that made it
No.
amusing for me. I enjoyed that kind of stuff, you know.
You enjoyed the narration.
I enjoy the narration. But the play was very nice. The kid that did the Billy part was amazing. And, you know, like always, I'm always fascinated by it because Rachel asked me, how did I enjoy it? I said, well, I'm always fascinated by the fact they all seem to know where to go. You know, that part.
Well, that's rehearsal time.
But still, somebody told somebody, okay, when this thing's doing and you go over there. So what I'll usually do is just like when I'm at a hockey game, I'll pick out a player and I'll watch that player as the play develops. Well, I picked out a couple of characters. And I just want to see, what are you up to? Not the main person, but what are you up to there in the background?
Oh, so you watch one of the
Just to see what they're up to. And they
how-
seem to know what they're doing too, Barky.
funny.
And I asked you yesterday, but I forget. How long was this? Was this play?
It was pretty long.
Was there an intermission?
Oh, yeah. There was a halftime.
And so
And,
what? How long? It's just they should all get together and decide that they don't go over 2 hours.
Well, it was 2 o'clock start, and we started our journey home to Canada. I mean, to Toronto, where we live. Probably 4:30. It was over at 4:30, I'd say. With a 15-minute
The
intermission.
problem is when you're writing one of these musicals, they want an intermission because the theater
no, I get
sells
that.
a lot
Yeah.
more, you know. So
But you know
it's
what, Fred,
hard.
to be fair to the
but it
show,
should be 2 hours with the intermission.
But to be
Yeah.
fair, it didn't seem long, and it was entertaining. And like I said, I got a little dozy in the first part just because it was like, oh, I'm cozy now, and girlfriend Rachel, and I had just had lunch, you know. So sometimes
all
that
those
makes
British accents I find very
me, yeah,
soothing.
and that was good. They were
Yeah.
all good, and the music was amazing. And to be there with Rachel is great because, you know, as we were walking through the gardens, she was talking about the Capitol campaign, how they built this. I love all that stuff, and she enjoys it. So what am I going to do?
Did you go see your parents?
I did. We went and had lunch with mums.
Did you? And
Yeah.
what did they serve you?
Some barbecued salmon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and some.
I think they like you, eh?
Oh, they do. Yeah. I'm pretty
That's
much.
good.
I'm on my good behavior over there.
Well, they must
I
be.
feel like you can charm the pants off of parents.
I'm a
I
parent's
feel
like
like you're a
that.
parent. Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Whisper.
What are you talking about?
Well, the Peterborough ones you didn't, did you? Did you charm the pants off those?
Well, that's a different
No,
situation.
No,
Well, because those were parents younger than me.
Yeah, I know. So you got to watch what you say.
That's a
With him,
different
with him, it's unique. He tried so hard to charm
man,
them,
I did.
and that
I
was
mean-
part of the problem.
I tried so hard to charm the young parents. No, these parents are older than me, which is great.
Yeah, that usually works.
No.
Yeah.
You
He's not kidding either. Right?
No, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking if he's going to be in that situation sometime,
Maybe.
maybe sometime soon.
But I do the thing you're supposed to. The dad was out at the barbecue, so I went out and hung with him. And then, of course, try and be nice to the mom. She's very nice.
Well, they
Everyone's
must-
very nice.
They must be thrilled their little girl has found a good man.
Maybe.
I'm serious. It's very important.
Okay.
Well, don't you feel good when your daughters hook up with guys that you can trust and
Yeah, I like
think
bo-
are
I like
good,
both,
solid citizens?
I like both my daughter's boyfriends.
It's very important.
It is important.
Just think if your daughter meets a creep. She loves him, and you know he's a creep. Can you imagine dealing with that?
Well, why don't you talk to my ex-girlfriend's parents?
That creepy old guy's coming back.
Would you be? You'd be like if that was you though. If you were that parent, you'd be okay with it, right? Like you'd be like, okay, cool.
If Charlie came in and she
Yeah.
said, "Hey, Daddy, I'm dating somebody in their mid-40s," I'd be like, "Good for you."
No, but if somebody was older than you, would you be like, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you mean
You're
at the
not in
time?
your mid-40s,
No,
yeah.
at the time I was. I was in my late 40s.
Okay.
When I first hooked up with the younger girlfriend, I was late 49, maybe.
That's
50.
got to be tough.
But what if she comes home with a 60-year-old and you're
Well,
like,
then he and I'll go golfing together. We'll go down and we'll do depends shopping.
Honestly, isn't that one of those situations where you really have to live it?
I think so.
You could say, "Oh, I'd be good with it," but it has to happen to
I
see
don't
how
know,
you'd
yeah.
react.
Depends on the person too, I think.
You know, me and Charlie's boyfriend will go check out some medical supplies. You know, what's the latest in the walkers?
Yeah, you can get a 2-for-1 deal on hips.
Always with the deals, eh, Patterson? Always looking for a deal. Kind of deal can I get on a new hip? What if I bring my girlfriend's boyfriend? All right, listen, we got to take a break. We're going to talk pasta. We're going to talk Palma pasta. We're going to talk making your life easier through ordering Palma pasta. It's all going to happen. See if are you okay with swarthy? We're swarthy guys. Sure you are. Look at you. Thanks, pal. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We got a lot of stuff to go. Before the show's over, I will tell you how I got yelled at yesterday by an old man, like classic cranky old man, to the point I thought he'd had a heart attack. True story.
Wow.
Yes.
Boy,
Screamed at. I was screamed at yesterday.
man, you find yourself in these situations a lot. I wonder whose fault it is.
I know, it's true.
I promise you, when
Oh
you
no,
hear
it's
this,
never your fault. That's right.
when
I forgot.
you hear this story, you won't believe how it went from 0 to me being yelled at.
Isn't this like 4 in the last month?
No.
Yeah, close.
I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I'm just out here living my life, brother. I'm just here living my life. Living my best life.
Best life.
Yes, doing the best I can. Okay, kids, we're going to take a break. It's Humble and Fred Radio on, well, we're on Funny 820. We're on a lot of stations. And we're pretty popular. And, of course, at humbleandfredradio.com. Okay, we got to do
Humble and Fred.
ringside big.
Humble and Fred should get sponsored by Starkman's Medical Supply Depot. Medical bathers and do one of the highest quality walkers,
That's near you.
airlifts, and bedpans.
It
Oh,
is.
man.
I love that place.
Oh,
Should I
man.
get the-
Thanks,
should I
my bro.
reach out?
Thanks,
That
bro.
would be hilarious.
Oh,
I
thank
live
you,
right
bro.
there.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
Bedpans.
very sweet
Humble and
man.
Fred
Thanks, bro.
sponsored bedpans.
So we're going to do about 10, 12 minutes. At some point, I'll say, hey, Anthony, great seeing you again. Hope to see you
Souped up
soon.
H&F walkers.
And then you just toddle off.
Should you get some coffee there?
No, you
And
don't.
and I'll come.
Do you want a fresh water?
No, I've got one.
You sure?
When I send you the audio from this, I'll send you some dates, or you can, or say, hey, maybe mid-September we'll come for coffee. I don't know, whatever you like.
Here, come in anytime. You don't
Okay.
have-
I know,
you
but
don't need
I
a
want to. We got this
Just say,
30th.
listen, if you're ever in the area, just drop in.
But we have this 30th anniversary
Set
thing.
up for.
I want you to see if you want to be part of it. See what Rachel just wrote. Good morning, my sweet swarthy beastie. Okay? She calls me swarthy. We're swarthy guys. So, hey, listen, it's a gift, it's a curse.
Not so much.
It's a gift, it's a curse. You know, we're cursed.
So you guys been?
Fucking awesome. I just came back from
Nice
Inverness, Nova Scotia. Played the most beautiful golf course I've ever played. Cabot Cliffs, Cabot Links.
Better than
Yeah.
national?
Not a better golf course, but more spectacular than anything I've ever played. Even more so than St. Andrews or Carnoustie or Prestwick. They're more famous and historic, but nothing as spectacularly visually as this. Just never seen anything like it.
Have you played Pebble Beach?
I have not, but I've been to Pebble Beach. Spenny and I were on our way to LA, and we stopped. We did the 101 down there, or whatever, Pacific Coast Highway. Stopped and hung out for a while. It's spectacular, but this is every bit as if not more. Just because the coastline that is adjacent to the golf course goes on and on and on. In Inverness, it's unbelievable. How about you? I saw you're still doing your Twitter stuff for
Yes.
Palma.
Yes.
Okay. Is there something you want us to talk about specifically?
Not
or just
really.
some general shit?
Just in general
Okay.
stuff. Anything
Okay.
else? I mean, we did our Eagle Fest. I was listening to you about the buffet. We had a guy come up. We did the VIP section and VIP and Eagle Fest VIP. Guy came up 16 times. He was there from 12 in the morning. Sorry, 12.
Where's this?
12
At your.
Eagle Fest that we just did on the weekend. Talking about how people go up and up. But this guy came up. He didn't follow us. It was like a bulldozer. 16 times. Like, how does it happen?
What happened?
With eating your pasta?
Eating pasta, eating everything, because we had food sections, right? Food stations. And it was incredible.
But it wasn't free.
Yes.
Oh, it was free.
It was free.
And he was
paid
going
50
nuts.
He paid $50 for VIP. Him and his wife and his daughter. They sat at a table.
Your
Oh, that's
video
really
was
good.
blocked in
But
Guam,
he came up 16 times.
Puerto
Wow.
Rico, United
16
States.
times, a plate like this.
Crazy, man.
I always thought it'd be a great prank. That real big fat guy at a Chinese restaurant. Get his brother in the bathroom. That's something.
Right.
Get him to eat and get them all agitated, eating a lot, and then have him go in the bathroom and the other guy come out and do it again. And then have the cameras on. What is going on here? You must leave.
Yeah, it's
Too
good.
much, too much.
Oh my god. That's great. Yeah.
Incredible, man.
Incredibly racist is what that is.
Oh no, any all you can eat.
You're very racist.
Sushi.
Oh, you little stop eating. Is that better?
India. Yeah.
I like.
Delicious.
There's an Indian restaurant on the way to Brampton in Mississauga that we should go to. I can't remember. It's the big one on. What the fuck is it
Are we
called?
done? Territory?
Yeah, it's a famous one though. You like Indian food, right?
I love it.
We should go. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Wish you could follow the news,
Here
but
we
find it all
go.
too complicated.
Still don't like the way this sounds, but that's fine. Well, I usually listen to it on cue versus, anyway, it doesn't matter. Sounds fine. So we're going to do Ringside and Gig Sky. Can I have Gig Sky? Do you have Gig Sky over there, buddy? And then we're going to introduce Palma Pasta's founder.
CHAM AM Hamilton, version of Bell Media,
That's so
your
great.
second
What?
favorite iHeart radio station.
Nice.
2820.
In the country is now on the radio.
This is Humble and Fred, only on Funny 820.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Humble and Fred Radio. Our good buddy Anthony Petrucci from Palma Pasta here in a second or two. But first, let's talk about our friends from Burlington at Ringside MD.
Dr. Alkesh Patel, he's a great guy. You know, he developed the Peace of Mind plan, 24/7 access to Canadian doctors from your smartphone or laptop, anytime, anywhere around the world. It's the access and information you're looking for. It's like having a doctor in your family. Yes, it is. Go to ringsideclinic.ca to find out more. And don't forget, he has that new clinic in Burlington, a regular dude and family doctor taking new patients.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You're going to be going to where? Ireland, Scotland, England? Where?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And, of course, you want to stay connected with the GigSky World Plan.
Yeah.
For the eSIMs on the iPhone, 10S, 10S Max, 10R, all available. GigSky offering a world plan for these phones with the eSIM. The world plan allows customers to travel from North America to Latin America or any other region and use the same data plan. It's amazing. You don't have to purchase a data plan for each region or country. The world plan will have it covered. And for Humble and Fred listeners, you can use the HF500 discount code when purchasing your data plan to get a $5 discount on the data plan with a value of over $20. GigSky.com. GigSky.com. Hot off another successful Italfest. Mangia. Please welcome my swarthy brother in arms, Anthony Petrucci.
Woo-hoo!
Look at him.
Thank you,
Look at
thank you.
him. How do you do it, man? Look at you. You look good.
Thank you so
look
much.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Look at you. Look good. He looks good, huh?
You look
He
great.
looks great. Yeah. I first thing I noticed how good he looks.
When he walks in
Yeah.
every time, I'm like, I don't want to fight that guy.
Right.
I don't want to fight him because I think that you could probably handle yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Maybe.
Mhm.
You've had some hard times.
A little bit.
But he's an achiever.
He is.
Look what he's done.
He's done it all. Family business started off with I think like
Just the
mom,
family,
and dad, just
just
a
the
family.
family, yeah.
And here he is. Now he's got 100 people. He's got a factory. He's got a pasta.
4 locations. Palma's Kitchen just opened up, and actually we're heading to our first year anniversary, September 15th. We're going to do it on a Saturday.
Are you?
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have great specials leading into it and great specials on that day. So if you're in the area.
Did you really think it would do that well, that fast? Every time I go in there, it's like, well, it's around lunch, and people are just like mowing down. Like,
Honestly, when you're entering something like that, you have a vision of how it's going to be.
Mhm.
You have a 5-year plan, and Palma's Kitchen exceeded that in the first year.
Wow.
Wow.
Our Oakville location, the same thing. You have a 5-year plan, but it exceeded that in the first year.
So
Mainly because people were moving out west and they were going into it.
And you know, any small business surviving longer than a year or two is impressive. Fred and I are working on our 35-year plan, and
You've done
right
well.
now we're
done well.
on track.
why are we on a sliding scale?
when we got together in 1989 or 1989, we said, okay, what's our 35-year plan? And we are achieving all the milestones.
I was part of that 35-year plan.
Were you
I was
really?
listening to you guys back in back on CFNY.
Yeah.
way back.
Well, we were young then, Anthony, and we didn't know what we were up against. We didn't realize we thought we would have dominated long before this.
Oh, you
But
guys
hey,
have done
we're-
well.
We're doing the best we can. That's for sure.
Fabulous.
Doing the best we can.
Living and loving and doing the best we can. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, what he just said. The great thing about Palma's Pasta is, especially Palma's Kitchen, but if you can get your head around this, folks, you can order this stuff now with Skip the Dishes. So you go to palmapasta.com, see what you want to eat, and then you get somebody to bring it to your home. So it's been prepared by people, human beings, not robots, and it's fresh, and then you get it to take into your house, so you don't have to do nothing.
No,
Like,
it works out
really.
perfectly. And Skip the Dishes has worked out really well. We're thinking about going with some of the other vehicles like Uber Eats and so forth. But Skip the Dishes has really worked well in the beginning stages.
And because traditionally people have gone to Palma's Kitchen or Palma Pasta, like the place I used to go on in Oakville there.
In Oakville on
It
Prince
was
Michael.
because it was traditional. You go and you pick up this food. Are people starting to get their heads around the fact that they can have it delivered?
They can, but that caters to a certain crowd. Really, it's for a later crowd. That's when it's the most busiest, is between 7 and 12 for millennials who are getting that. For us, it's the person perhaps that can't get out but wants to have a Palma Pasta dish or whatever.
Right.
They'll call and they'll deliver.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it
Even
works out.
something that has to be heated up, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can order. Now,
Yeah.
there's a menu that you have to set with Skip the Dishes.
All right.
And they have to follow that menu.
Oh,
so
I see, okay.
We have tightened the menu up so it's a limited amount of product. Now,
For Skip the Dishes.
right,
Yeah.
just
Mostly
initially-
ready-to-eat stuff.
Right. Initially,
Yeah.
you want to tighten it, and then
Yeah.
as things go further, then you want to open that up. And you can change that menu at any time. Skip has been really good about that.
Good to know.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. 'Cause getting a home-cooked sort of Italian meal is,
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people are craving that on Skip the Dishes now. I know at my work that's definitely true because you can only order sushi and Thai so many times. And that's I think the sort of what people were thinking. And now that we're going into, you know what I mean? We've been with these apps for a while.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, what else? What else? Oh, you know what would be really good? Pasta. I could really go for
Especially when it's
pasta.
Comfort.
comfort and you know that it's homemade.
Yes, exactly.
The restaurant food business is a $70 billion business in Canada. Skip and Uber and everyone has attached themselves to that, so they're expanding exponentially. Their growth is growing.
Oh, I bet.
As it is, they want a percentage. Now, as the millennials get older, they're choosing to go towards Skip the Dishes and Uber Eats.
Yeah, you know, I was going to say my daughter Charlie works in an office in Manhattan, and she was surprised. Like, you know, again, American cities, some of them, you know, are where we're going to be, and they're only a little ahead of us. She said, "Daddy, everybody all day, the whole office is just people getting everything brought in. It's not just lunch anymore.
Coffees.
It's coffees.
Yes.
It's the dry cleaning. It's your laundry. I mean, it's just a gig economy of people traveling in and out of their offices.
Starbucks has jumped on that too.
All
though,
of
eh?
it.
Well, let's do, from your perspective, a business like you have. If you ever had to embark on delivering yourself, that's a huge undertaking, right?
It is. And
So this is just so convenient. I mean, it's great for Skip the Dishes. That's their business. But it's great for businesses like yours, too, because you don't have to create that delivery infrastructure.
No, and you're not losing that business that perhaps maybe they're going to someone else. You're still on that.
Yeah.
Still on that app, and then people will order.
Well, you think about it, when this business started with your family way back when, even when we first met and I would wander into your store, you could never imagine a time, or it would be hard to get your head around a time when a business like yours would be able to attach itself to a business like that to exponentially help your own business. Again, you know, as Fred just said, you know, you'd never want to set up the system yourself because now your drivers and your insurance, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you just plug it in for a fee, and there it is.
It's nominal, right? And you're not having to invest that into the delivery and labor and so forth. And it's very hard right now. We're all in that problem. It's finding people within that pool.
Definitely.
Right?
No, it's great. It works well for everybody. Hey, you know what? It's a win-win.
Palma's
That's what it
Kitchen,
is.
Palma's Pasta. Palma's Kitchen is this cool little grocery store. You can also go in there and eat. We have. It's on, is it Seminole?
It's on Seminole.
And if you're in that area, just check it out because it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like an old.
It's like a cafe. It's old, like an old Italian style cafe that you
Yeah.
can come in. You can have an espresso. You can have different types of foods. It's not just pasta. It is a variety of different
Nice
items.
sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Yeah,
you
they
can
have
have
some beautiful
salads,
sandwiches.
pizzas, everything.
Yeah.
And we have our pizzaiola making pizzas right in front of you. So
Delicious.
yeah.
And you can do some shopping there. You know, you can not only take away Palma's food, but there's other, you know, we've mentioned it. I bought some the salty meat. I like that very much.
I like the blue cheese stuffed
He
olives.
likes that. I like the other olives. And there's so much there. So check it out, palmapasta.com.
It's beautiful to preserve that too, because that's
Yes.
such a part of our heritage here in Southern Ontario. And we're losing anywhere that looks like that downtown. That doesn't exist anymore. You really do have to go to the outer areas to find those authentic Italian cafes. So it's so
Well,
good to preserve
You're losing
that.
the traditions as well because
Yeah.
as Italians get older, especially my parents' generation, they're not opening restaurants and you're not having the kids that are taking those restaurants over
Right.
because it's
Yeah.
a lot of work. Now, you'll find that there are more restaurants like Milestones or franchise restaurants like that. They're not the family-owned restaurants. That's what we're losing.
Yeah.
That's the thing that Montreal still has, though.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
That's a
That
very good point.
biscotti you sell too, Delise just loves it.
I know those
Delicious.
Italians.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
There's a whole
With
bunch
a
of
cup of tea.
suppliers. Yeah. They are awesome.
With a what?
With a cup of tea. With a cup of tea, a biscotti with a cup
A
of tea.
biscotti.
Because they're you know, traditionally they can be hard, but yours are just nice in the middle and moist. And
There's the
delicious.
soft ones too
Yeah.
that you can have as well. There's a variety. There's a ton of
Yeah.
products that we have available.
So just to review, if your mouth isn't watering now, make sure you check out Palma's Kitchen. You can do your shopping there. You can also take away the Palma's Pasta food. It's available there, fresh and frozen. You can also order it to come to your home. You don't even need to leave your house, which is awesome. And all available. The website, once again, is
Palmapasta.com.
Palmapasta.com.
And actually, if I can mention the
You can
loyalty
mention
card.
anything you want.
The
The who?
loyalty
Oh, the
card.
loyalty.
That people are signing up. You can do it online or you can do it in the store.
Mhm.
And a card is made for you, and then you can pick it up at any time.
I got fantastic. Do you want to stay here to hear how I got yelled at by
Yes,
an
I'd
Italian,
love to hear that.
Italian man yesterday? I think it could be Italian, could be Portuguese.
Well, what was
But
he yelling?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know because
Okay.
it was not in my own language.
Got it. Did it have a little shush, shush, shush?
It had a lot of a fangul.
Well, I think it was Italian.
Because he said that word 100 times
Oh,
to me.
yeah, that's not
And
Portuguese.
so he went to that length, and you're completely innocent.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay.
Let's hear
What
it.
did you do?
Okay. Let me just start before
Okay.
before the story.
Okay, let's start.
You're so certain that I did something somehow that well, then you've got a point. In my past, perhaps I may have poked a bear or two.
Yeah.
But as I've become a spiritual being, I don't know why these things happen.
See,
But
when I challenge you, though, you can go into these little soliloquies
I know.
about how wonderful you are.
I
now.
am. I'm very. Here's the thing. Old Howard would be Old Howard today would be in jail had this happened to Old Howard. But New Howard just glides around the world.
All right.
Just so sanguine.
Okay.
Check it out.
If you say so.
Well, I do say so because
Okay.
I was there. Were you there? You weren't there. Me and Stan were there. So the place I go walk, Stan, it's about 5 minutes from here. And it's a big field and hundreds of yards. And mainly we just go there. He chases sticks. I walk around with a golf club. I chip the odd ball. He chases the ball. We have a great time. 45 minutes. And there's almost, I feel so lucky because there's almost nobody there. But it's sort of, it's an easement almost in between the neighborhood and all the factories over here. Okay, so there's a big space of land. So all along one side are residences, homes, and happens to be a lot of older Italians who have big gardens with the beautiful tomatoes and beans, and they're always out in their gardens.
And right now is like the season.
Yeah, and they're always out there, but I don't really know them. I mean, I'll wave the odd time, but I don't really stop and talk to them. I just sort of get Stan to his area, and I just kind of wander around by myself. But as I'm walking to our area, I notice a dead tree. And the tree is like it's dead, and part of the tree is hanging over the fence into the park area, and part's in somebody's yard. Not even in the yelling guy's yard, in somebody else's
I was
yard.
going to say, if that was an Italian, he'd have that cut down so quick.
But it's not in his yard.
Okay.
But it's just it's in the neighbor's yard to the next of the yelling guy. And the yelling guy, by the way, if he's a day, he's 80.
The yelling guy.
Right.
But here's the thing. So I'm just like, because I'm always looking for a stick for Stan because he loves them. He loves especially the ones that have lots of bark on them because he likes to chew it on. So I'm literally just testing this tree because it's completely dead from the ground to the. It's not a very big tree, but I thought, that tree's. I'm kind of going, I wonder if it's dead. I'll just take a branch off it. And I hadn't even gotten the branch. I was just sort of testing to see how dead, because it's got no leaves on it.
Right.
To see how brittle it was.
Right.
So I'm just about to test it, and this man looks at me and goes, "How you doing?" I go, "What?" And I couldn't understand. I said, "I'm just testing the tree. It's not even in your yard." I said, "The tree, it's dead. You got the garbage everywhere." And he starts yelling.
Oh my God.
Garbage
everywhere.
Garbage.
You put your garbage everywhere. I go, "I don't know what you're talking about." What garbage? You come in with the garbage. It's all over the place.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, are you yelling at me? I'm looking behind like, is there somebody else?
You're the ambassador for all the people that hang out at the field.
And this was just from
what she just
from
said.
reaching for a branch.
Fred,
Yeah.
Was it a fruit tree?
No,
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
a
was
dead
it?
tree.
Okay.
It wasn't even in this guy's yard.
He's just.
He just what managed, here's what happened. Another guy that I walk my dog with on occasion. He just happened upon this scene while I was being. I'm telling you, I became the lightning rod for everything this guy's ever seen in this park. He didn't even know me, because I never go near these people's houses. I usually just stay by.
Is this where you chip balls to sometimes?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe that's part of it.
Fred, he had nothing to do with golf because I
All
didn't.
right.
Well, who knows what it had to do. So he is yelling, and then he goes to whatever language fangul is. He starts screaming that at me.
Okay.
And it's going on for a bit of time, and I keep saying, sir, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's just me and the dog. I said, are you mistaking me for somebody? It has to be somebody else. And then he's yelling. I finally had enough. I go, you've got to stop yelling at me because you're going to have a heart attack. And I do this.
Oh, my God.
And then he goes, like he might actually be having a heart attack.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he felt challenged at that point,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah. He's like, and then this guy that I sort of occasionally see.
He acted out a heart attack?
He started going.
Like
Fred's like from Sanford and Son.
Oh, my God.
And then the guy that I walk my dog with occasionally, he went over and goes, hey, calm down. Pointing at me. He's a good guy. He points to me. I'm a good guy.
Oh, you're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
All right.
And then he says to me, he's a good guy too. I go, well, he's got to stop yelling at me at some point.
God.
Did you know this guy? How did he know you're a good guy?
The dog walking guy? Because I see him all the time.
Oh, okay.
Because he's a good guy.
Because I'm a good guy.
You should have said bonjour.
No, I did. Yeah.
So the dog walking guy and
I know,
I have
that
seen
would've
each other
changed
for
things.
the last couple of years, So he came upon me as the old man had been yelling at me at this point for about 60 seconds. And I'm literally just going, you've got to stop yelling. Because I think it's hilarious. Because I barely now know what he's saying. But I'm like, here I am embroiled with another human being who's so angry at me that I just found it amusing. And so
somebody has let their dog do their business, I bet you, and or left. This is my favorite. Left the baggies.
Maybe.
I don't know why people leave
And he
the
was gonna
baggies.
take everything
but
out of
anyway.
Well, whatever it was,
Yeah,
it's a
so it's
sign
all
of
your
this
fault.
park I never go near.
No, I know, but
the guy doesn't. It's not like we had a
Right.
history. He's never. I don't recall ever. I've been there 3 years almost,
he could also have dementia.
maybe. And then
Yeah.
what? So he's going, and then his wife comes and she gets him out of the scene.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
then me and other dog guy, we walk away, and he said, "Oh, don't worry about old Mike or whatever. He's a good man." I go, "Well,
Yeah, he's 80. But I want to know the old Howard. What would you have done to an 80-year-old man? What would you have done?
Well, I would have. I thought about it after because
Hit him.
Well, there was a beware of dog sign on
Yeah.
his gate, and I had a golf club in my hand. I thought
Yeah.
I should have started beating on it.
Oh my
beware of
God.
your dog.
Mm-hmm.
Beware of me.
This man came to this country, had nothing post-war.
Great.
Wonderful.
Built the
Super.
railroad
Yeah.
or chopped a forest or
Sure
whatever
he did.
So he can yell at whoever he
So
wants
he-
to?
listen, I
You're a good guy.
went from this.
You're a
I was
good
doing
guy.
literally doing this. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this tree's dead.
See,
Just that's it. I was going, this is really
pretty funny.
dead.
when
I
you
wish you had
when you
filmed him.
when you started that story, I was a little concerned about that because I'm not sure I would trust you to determine whether a tree is dead or not. You know, it could be
Fred,
no,
come
it could have been like grapevines or something, like mid.
Maybe you saw him tearing it.
you know what I
Especially
mean?
their gardens. They're very
That's
possessive
what I
of
mean.
their
It
gardens.
could, it could have been something that appeared to be dead but isn't.
Right.
I'll go
It's
to
his
take a
fig
picture of the
tree
tree.
that-
Okay, I'm not saying. I'm saying that that's a possibility.
And as you
I-
know, I'm an arborist.
And I bet Humble
Yeah,
was.
right.
First of all, you shut your face.
He
Secondly,
could have imported that
literally-
big
He wasn't
tree.
going
it wasn't even in his yard.
You don't know. Maybe
It wasn't in his
Maybe it was
yard.
sisters.
he
Maybe
might
it
have.
was brother-in-law.
Yeah, maybe it was his brother-in-law's, and he smuggled that lemon tree over from
It's
Calabria.
dead.
And who cares? They're gonna
Like
bring it
he's
back.
soon gonna be. It's dead.
They're gonna bring it back. You don't know.
You say it's dead.
All right, I'm gonna take a picture of the tree. I'll bring it back.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't go back there.
I'm going back. I go back there every day.
Bring him some Palma pasta.
I'm gonna. You know what
that
I'm
would be
gonna
a
do?
peace
I'm gonna
offer.
bring him a gift certificate
You know
for
what's gonna
Palma's Kitchen.
You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna end up in there having a canola
yeah,
espresso.
he and I are gonna be best
Glass
friends.
of wine.
Yeah.
He and I are going to be doing we're going to redo a revival of the Sunshine Boys at the Fringe next year. That's what's going to happen. He's going to all in Italian.
Has a golf ball ever gone into a yard? When you've been over there? Oh.
Yeah. There you
Now.
go. There you go.
Has a golf ball ever gone into a yard? You know, because
Garbage.
it's not even a bylaw that's posted, you know. Hitting a golf ball is illegal anywhere outside of a golf course in any of these municipalities.
Well, here's what I was saying.
The answer is yes.
I don't have an answer right now. The answer is let me speak to my counselor.
These situations seem to find you, though.
I know.
Well,
It's
it was
true.
it was just a couple of weeks ago we got the people on the driving range, and then before that
a
it was
couple of
somebody
weeks ago.
else.
First of all, that was 4 months ago. The people on the driving range.
What do
that
you
was like
4 months ago?
Yes, Phil. The people on the driving range episode was in April or May.
No, it was a couple months ago. It was on
Thank
my last
you.
visit. I was here. I
No,
remember
it
the
wasn't
start.
your last visit. It was
No, not my last
one
one.
of
The
your
one
first
before.
visits. Yeah. Listen, man.
Well,
I'm
time
just
flies, eh?
Yeah, when
When
you're
we have
getting
a
yelled at.
when we have a chance, I have to tell that Toronto Mike wedding story, though.
Yeah, we've told it. We know that story.
The speech.
Oh yeah, everyone knows that story.
Oh, but no, the best is in the kitchen when he shows up in the kitchen.
Oh, right,
What?
eating the French fries. Yeah.
No!
What?
When he walked in. You didn't hear that story?
We don't know
You have
this
a few
part.
I
minutes?
forget. There's so many of them.
Tell us.
Well, for Toronto Mike's wedding, if you don't know Mike
All right,
Boone,
here
and
we
he
go.
had his
Yeah,
wedding,
that's
and
super. Now
there
it's a
was a
roast.
server that didn't show up for whatever reason. So another server broke her arm and just showed up and could only do with one hand. So I said, you know what, let me get in there and I'll help out. So we're sitting at the table with Delise, yourself, I think it was Humble, and someone else, and a few other people. So at this point, the service is going out, and we're all in a line doing the service in the kitchen. So Humble comes in, and he starts talking. And one of the ladies is serving, and she's saying, who is that guy?
Right.
This is just a friend. But he kept on talking and talking and talking. She said, listen.
The old Howard,
Tell,
yeah.
tell him not to come into the kitchen. So the second time was you all get your tables, but no one could eat because Delise did not get her fish. So what does Humble do? He storms into the kitchen,
You
picks up a
storm.
plate, grabs some, starts talking, just whatever, and everybody stops. Everybody in the kitchen is stopping. Now this lady is looking at him. I think she's going to grab him or something like this. So, and as he's doing it, he's just talking. He's grabbing. We're just going to grab some of this, and he's going down the line. Everybody is just standing back and watching this happen. So the lady finally goes, "If that guy comes in again, I'm going to chop his
Fangul.
His nerds off.
Cazzo.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Cazzo.
it was incredible.
Manja.
And you were getting this fish for who? My
For
wife?
your wife.
For your wife.
How nice.
Yeah.
Because
Thank
we were
you.
all waiting to eat.
It
and I
comes
guess
out of a good place.
I came from a good drunken place.
It's righteous rage is what that is.
I was pretty drunk by that point.
She didn't know it was the great Humble Howard either, I guess.
No, she was just watching him, and I was worried that she was going to. Now, at this point, when she said, if he comes in again, that's when I'm going to do it. I was praying that
He
he was
would.
going to come in
I
again.
would've come
And he
in again.
didn't. He didn't show
No,
up.
I
Anthony,
should've.
why didn't you tell me? I would have prompted him in there.
Prompted.
I would have.
Anyway,
That is funny.
this is just another episode from my life, from my real life.
You say the driving range people. That's 4 months ago. But so what? Like, when was the last time you were yelled at, Amanda?
I yelled at I went into
No.
a kid's car and yelled at them.
Okay,
yesterday.
you were. I haven't been yelled at in a few years.
You really need to get out more.
I get
You're
yelled at
like
a lot.
every 4 months. Okay, every 4 months.
I get yelled at a lot, but I'm like him.
Oh.
I'm a little bit of a vigilante when it comes to some certain
Listen,
things.
man,
So.
I'm just out there in the world trying my best, trying to, just do what I can. Honestly. Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, okay.
Do you ever think it's karma? Do you ever think you were that guy on some level, and so
Maybe.
you've put that out in the world, and it's come now that you're all chill and peaceful in Buddha.
I am a
it's
peaceful
all,
Buddha.
It's all coming back to you.
Maybe.
Wasn't there a young girl yelling at you too because of some car incident?
That's
Remember?
right.
The young woman.
You could be my you
That
could
was-
be my
That
grandfather.
was 2 years ago.
Was
I got
No.
into yes,
Yeah,
it was
it was.
2
It was
years
2
ago.
summers ago, yeah.
I got into a car accident with a young woman, and she started yelling at me. You should know better. You're old enough to be my father. Pause.
man.
You're old enough to be my grandfather. I'm like, hold on a second now. Not that old.
That's
You didn't care about the car
I
at
didn't
that
care about the
point.
car.
You're like
that's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah, 2 summers ago. In
2
fact.
summers ago,
I remember
yeah.
that.
Wow.
I went into a car. I was in Bolton yesterday, and I saw these 2 kids fighting at the
Mm-hmm.
for some reason at the denture clinic, and the older sister was like hitting the younger kid, the younger brother. Then I saw the parents. I turn around, see the parents. The parents leave. I see the little girl. She's not little. She's like 10. Slap her brother right in the face as soon as her parents turned. I was like, "That's it." I went right into the car. The doors were open. I leaned into the car and I said,
Amanda.
"Stop hitting your little brother because everybody here is watching you." And
Good
then-
girl.
And then got back in my car and drove away. Mark was like, "You're gonna get killed someday. You are gonna get killed."
I love that.
The shame of Bolton.
I
Just
love it, man. Okay, we got to take a break.
See, that was
Anthony?
common practice years ago to haul off and
Absolutely.
beat your sibling.
We got to go.
Yeah.
Anthony, great
Thanks
seeing
again.
you.
Thanks for having me,
And
gentlemen.
come in anytime and tell the Mike Boone story. That makes me happy because that was an older time. That was the days gone
There's
by.
a second part of that.
Okay, Anthony. We all know the speech. Listen, I've had some alcohol issues. All right, we got to take a break. It's Humble and Fred live on Funny 820 and everywhere you want to be at humbleandfredradio.com.
I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon.
Come on, guys, here we go.
We'll meet, I know we'll meet beyond the shore. We'll
Funny 820 traffic.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bud.
When you were gonna come in that second time,
Yeah.
you were grabbing that lady.
I know she lost her fucking mind.
She was gonna grab it. And I was praying, please, please, one more time. And you didn't.
So did you? Were you the food supplier for
Yes,
the
we
week?
were.
Oh, okay, right.
One lady didn't show up. Another lady had broken her arm, so I said,
Right.
let me get in there. And
Right,
I'm in
okay.
there. And he's
So that's why you
oh,
did
it's
that.
hilarious. It was Fred. You should have been incredible.
See, I didn't even know he. I never knew he had an alcohol problem. Ever. I didn't. He kept it from me.
Who had an alcohol?
I never ever really knew you had an alcohol problem.
Yeah, I did. Here's
No,
the
I know you did, but I never really knew that.
It's just my friend just sent me a picture. Check this out, Fred.
What?
This is me in a bunker, trying to get on this screen. Look at that fucking thing. It looks like I'm grabbing my dick first, but I'm looking up. You see, I'm sort of trying to see over how high it is. Yeah, fucking. I swear to God. I swear.
I don't know, but
You know what? Client. Now you're not a client right now. Fuck you. I literally went like this.
yeah, okay.
The guy's like at the door. You got it. I'm like, all right, you
But I'll
fucking.
tell you, a lot of
Hey.
Italian men that age have dementia because they all smoke.
Thanks, man.
They're
Come
all
in anytime.
big
Yeah,
smokers.
but I want
Vascular
to
dementia.
talk about this
We'll talk
anniversary
about-
shit. You gotta be part of it.
No problem.
You can't not be part of it. Okay, get out of here.
But-
I fucking love you.
Come in anytime.
I will. No, I'm gonna send you the audio for this whole half hour,
See you, pal.
and then
Right on.
what I'll do is I'm gonna find it. Hey, okay, Anthony, Tony, I'm gonna bring you all the audio, and then we'll just set up a time for coffee or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we'll talk over the
Yeah.
anniversary.
Excellent.
When is the dinner?
Well, the anniversary is going to be the second week of December. Big show, blah blah blah. But I want to set up a few months where we say and then 30th anniversary brought to you by blah 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 blah.
We'll be
Okay,
part of it.
you're beautiful. Thank you. Hilarious.
Raymond James is a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund.
Mold. You may find it in your home, in your basement, bathroom, or ceiling. If you disturb it, you're sending thousands of spores into the air around you, which can lead to coughing, throat irritation, chronic health problems like asthma, or even worse. Do not touch it.
You know, even while it's happening.
Cheers, guys. Thanks again.
Okay, buddy.
See ya.
Even while it was happening,
Yes.
I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And that's-
that would just be fun.
It was fun.
Because the guy's harmless.
Yeah, it was one of those things where when you said what would I have done, old Howard, fucking probably gotten mad at him, but I just looked at him.
Yeah,
I kept saying to him, I don't know what you're saying, and you got me mixed up with somebody because I've literally been there 3 years and never spoken to this man.
Right.
That is crazy.
It was fucking wild though. It was awesome. It really was.
Some people are particularly stubborn, that's all.
Well, no, he had some issues, some dementia or something.
Sure.
Because it was, I'm not kidding. It wasn't like even if I were shaking the fucking tree, it was dead. You know, and and it's funny because I'm never on that side of this lot because the forest is on the other side.
Right.
And I just happened to be walking with Stan, and he just saw me doing this. Just trying to see. Because I thought, well, this branch is dead. I'll just rip it off and give it to Stan.
He was just looking for an excuse to.
Oh my God! It was awesome.
Bored half to death, probably. Or 2/3 to death.
Yeah, it was really something. Fred's a wee bit spicy today. I love it. What does that even fucking mean? Fred's spicy. Fred's bum is spicy.
Hey,
Sriracha.
Did you see? You're away too. Did I tell you this? You know Willie and Billy, or Willie and Percy out in Vancouver. He's doing the Rock 101 morning show. Used to be with Willie and
Larry and Willie. Yeah.
They've syndicated that show into Calgary. So the morning show in Calgary is going to be the Vancouver morning show. Of course, this is the same company. The morning show in Ottawa on Jump Force is out of Seattle.
Wow.
And I could just bet you, it's Willie and two chicks that probably just laugh at everything he says.
And again, you know why? Hey, they're not that. And that morning show, way no, you know, not even in our.
Well, I dreamed I saw the knights in armor.
I just thought I'd do something here just to calm everyone down. You know, I didn't really like your tone during that last segment. I'm not gonna lie to you. I found you very accusatory.
Me?
Not very supportive either. Because all the work I've done.
You know, I just hit those buttons to get a reaction out of it. But you know, it's part of what the Humble and Fred thing is.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
You haven't realized that yet?
Yeah, I just did. This is a bit I'm doing on a
Okay.
bit. This is a
Oh, the bit on the bit on the bit.
Why do you not know this is a bit reflecting on that bit?
Because I know you're a sensitive man.
I am, but this is me doing jokes.
I'm just concerned that maybe you are a little annoyed at me when you don't realize what I'm doing.
Well, this part's
I'm doing the bit on the bit.
Yeah, well, this part that we're doing now, this reflection on the bit, this is annoying me.
Fagura.
Like I've been yelled at by some pretty impressive people, and this was a good yelling at me.
Who's the most impressive person you've ever been yelled at by?
Jake
Gold.
Jake Gold, yeah.
That's not way up there, but
yeah. I've been yelled at by a lot of people. But I'll tell you one thing I know: if you're looking to do some construction on your home or your office, as we did, then you must get our good friends at Freedom Construction on your side.
Yeah, Freedom Construction. When you need general contractors who take care of all the details, Freedom Construction provides custom-made kitchens, bathrooms, and basements for builders and residential customers. They do it all. Exterior carpentry is their specialty. Did you hear that? Exterior carpentry. FreedomConstruction.ca is the company you want to choose for quality, pride, and integrity. FreedomConstruction.ca.
And how we found them was through our good friends at ClearAirSolutions.com, the official mold remediation company. That's right, we have one of those, Phil.
Oh yes.
You know, because we may or may not have had some issues. Asbestos abatement, including vermiculite. You know, there's lots of older homes, a lot of us living in. You probably have asbestos in your house. Mold and asbestos are hazardous, people, and need to be cleaned up following Ontario specifications, including hoarding, negative air, and so forth. ClearAirSolutions.com. ClearAirSolutions.com. Thank you. Thank you, Phil. Couple of interesting stories. Donald Trump wants to buy Greenland. I found that fascinating. You?
Yes and no. I guess, you know, at one point they bought Alaska, and I guess for strategic purposes, he thinks that might be a good move.
Yeah.
One of those, you know, it's like Trump, it's got to be stupid. When I'm thinking about it, you know, the price is right. Maybe that's a good move. I don't know, to be honest.
Sure. Why? And can our guy who's in charge, Trudeau? Is his name?
Trudum.
Trudum.
Trudum. That's what some of the kids are calling him.
Trudum. Well, anyway, the drama teacher that's in charge of this country.
Yes.
Can we not get him on board with buying the Turks and Caicos? Like, come on.
Well, we don't have to buy them. They want us.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get him on board. Let's get another province up in here.
Ask them to open a joint checking account.
Because if Trump buys Greenland, I think it's the perfect time to open up the discussion for us to buy the Turks and Caicos.
See, Trump's probably mixed up. He thinks Greenland is Iceland, right? He probably thinks that Greenland is really green and he can open golf courses there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he does.
The Turks and Caicos thing, it just seems like such a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why not?
They must do the economical assessment and realize that they can make more money staying an independent country. Because all of a sudden, then you'd have the Canadian dollar there versus the U.S. dollar.
Oh, what can you imagine?
Technically, as a British colony, they get a lot of British money. So they don't actually have an independent... Well, actually, they now have an independent financial outlook, but it's still a British colony, and they used to rely on them like that. They were a draw at some point. So we were worried in the 80s when they came and begged us to annex them that was going to be a thing. So Mulroney was asked.
Let's figure it out. Okay, Phil?
Yeah.
So Greenland, is it for sale? I didn't see it in the MLS listings.
No, I think apparently the Greenlanders are laughing right now at it.
Mm-hmm.
But it came up, and
you have some information. Sean Sargent, everyone.
Because they fight over the North Pole right now. That's
Yeah.
a big part of world
That's
debates, and Russia versus the U.S. versus Denmark owns part of that space, and Canada owns part of it.
You know, and Trump, the way he works, he might just be throwing that out there, right? To rattle the Russians a bit.
Trump's upset. I'm not sure if we discussed this on the show or when I was talking to you at the trailer yesterday, but he's upset at Fox News because Fox has been reporting a recent poll showed that I think any one of the 4 Democratic frontrunners would beat him at this point, and he's upset with Fox for having reported something that was negative towards him.
Well,
I was impressed they did it.
I saw the clip last night, and he's saying, I don't know what's going on over there at Fox News. I mean, Sean Hannity's all right. Tucker Carlson, I mean, you know, he's in my corner, and Laura, she's good, and Judge, whatever her name, she's good. It's all the other people that I'm concerned about. What's going on over there? But he names all his little disciples. They're okay, right?
Yeah. Well,
So
and you
disgusting.
finished the Loudest Voice.
Yes.
You got to the end of that Roger Ailes thing. Well, you recommended it to me. It was fantastic. And if Rachel and I were talking about this, if 1/5 of it is true in terms of how influential and how he ran Fox, etc. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's an HBO thing with Russell Crowe called The Loudest Voice. Just check it out. Find it.
Howard, it may have changed over the past week, but I Googled reaction to it, expecting to see a lot of denials. I don't see a lot. It's almost like it's produced. The people at Fox, the people that like Ailes, anybody in that corner, just they don't want to talk about it. They just hope it goes away, as opposed to standing up and denying all that stuff. Because it's probably true.
A lot of it was true.
Yeah.
And he was a bad man. And, you know, the thing about Ailes, but he was a brilliant man, too.
Oh, yeah.
Take nothing away from, as a broadcaster, the genius of what he did. I know it seems weird that I would say that, but you got to respect the game because he played it better than most people.
Well,
he was a disgusting, I'll just say it in, disgusting, but smart.
Well, I think through the ages, there's been a lot of vile, disgusting people that was part of their problem. They were brilliant, too smart, you know, if that's possible.
I mean,
they think in a different dimension, you know?
I mean, the extreme example of that is Hitler had a dog. Hitler had a dog. So
He probably loved it.
When dog loved Hitler.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald's got a great bit about that. The dog's like, hey, when's Hitler coming back? You know, like, is Hitler here? Oh, Hitler's home. I love Hitler. Said. And by the way, if you just take this, if you just tuned in out of context, I'm talking about Hitler's dog, not me and Hitler.
Yeah. And just the feelings he would have had towards that dog, and yet what he did to other human beings.
Oh, yes.
Just, you want to talk about vile.
But that's an interesting point you brought up about the fact there hasn't been a whole lot of outcry and negative reaction from the people at Fox. So Gretchen Carlson, $20 million NDA, never heard from her again. What's her face? The one that left went to NBC. She hated Ailes.
Uh-huh.
Her.
What's her name?
Melon.
No, I know.
Kelly.
No.
Yeah, nice. Very pretty. Very attractive. Smart.
Didn't she just quit? Yeah.
Yeah, she left
NBC.
Hannity, you see how he was created by Ailes? Smart, man. Again, we've said this about Hannity. I think he's a disgusting prick, but I also think he's a great broadcaster.
It's funny, his show every night at 9 o'clock. I mean, I digress here, but he's on to some FISA report thing that would implicate Hillary through some convoluted thing. I mean, that's what his show is about every night. I'm thinking, who's watching this and following this and cares? He's just so doesn't want to talk about Trump and all the ridiculous things he's doing. And he's not even on like Bernie and all the Democrats. He's just this. I've tried. I don't even understand what he's talking about. But he thinks Hillary's up to something because, she's so significant in the world today.
Well, one thing about the Clintons, I don't know if you guys have done any research after the Jeffrey Epstein, got suicided. But those Clintons, man.
Oh.
I looked at this thing. I think it was from the New Yorker or might have been the New York Times. But they went through the litany of people that have died, were killed mysteriously, or killed themselves. It's like 35 separate associates of these two over the last X number of years that just ended up in mysterious. Listen.
I know.
I don't have any conclusions.
In fact, so extensive. You want to talk about little reaction? It's obvious Epstein was murdered. I mean, there was broken bones in his neck. It's just another one of those things that powerful people have pulled something off again that we really can't do anything about it.
Hi, who's this?
It's Mayor Patrick Brown.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, well, my goodness. You know, we got all caught up in talking about nonsense and forgot completely about his honor. Please welcome the man that is running Brampton is here to talk about Hockey Day. Patrick Brown, everybody. Woo! Patrick. Look at you.
Well, thanks for having us on the show.
Oh, no problem. What is it? Your worship that we call mayors? Is this it?
I get called other things. Sometimes, formerly, I get called your worship. But yeah, thanks for having us on the show. We're having a blast with this a hockey night in Brampton. We got 24 NHLers coming, all to raise funds for our hospital. It's pretty wild.
And why? I mean, not to be flippant, but you know, it's still summer. And why hockey night in Brampton in August?
Well, the one time of the year you can actually get the current players is in the summer. They're committed to their contracts with their teams sort of September to June, and they're starting to think about the season. Training camp started in a few weeks, and so we thought this would be an excellent opportunity to really cater to some of the local NHL talent in the GTA and say we need your help to do something special for our hospital. And plus, we're Canadian. We like hockey 12 months a year.
No, exactly.
So, Patrick, what's going to happen? Name some of the players that will be there, and then how will the night unfold for those in the area that might want to check it out?
So we got 24 pro players coming. We have 6 community players who have raised record amounts for the hospital. Some of the pro players are people like Jason Spezza, the new star of the Maple Leafs that they just acquired in the off-season. Sean Monahan, who was one of the leading scorers for the Calgary Flames. We got lots of young guns like that. Connor Brown, who was one of my favorite Leafs, who just got traded to the to the Senators. But we also have got some alumni, you know, fan favorites like Doug Gilmour or Dale Hawerchuk or Al Iafrate. And it's just going to be a game from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at the CA Center in Brampton. It's going to be a fun time, and all we ask is a small donation to the hospital, and you get to see some NHL caliber hockey. You're also going to see, who's on the call with me, Doug Willens play. Now, Doug is not NHL caliber hockey, and there is a 50-50 draw on whether he'll need a defibrillator by the intermission.
Oh, I see. Why don't you throw Doug on here for a second?
How are you, Fred?
Good, and Howard's here too.
Hey, Doug.
Of course.
Yes, Howard, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry I don't live in Brampton because it sounds like there are exciting times.
It's going to be an exciting night. It's going to be a good night. We've raised a lot of money for our local hospital over the last number of years on council, and we're going to continue to do it. And this will be another great fundraiser that hopefully will raise a substantial amount of money for it.
And it's for the Brampton Civic Hospital?
It's actually specifically targeting the cardiac care program.
All right.
You may not know, but the province doesn't fund the purchase of specialized new equipment.
Right.
And so this is going to cover some new cardiac equipment, and we actually have high rated diabetes in our city, and so this is a way to really contribute towards that a solution for that problem.
So if Willens is out in the ice, he might be the first one to put that new cardiac stuff to the test.
That's right.
Hey?
It could be.
Someone get the jaws of life. How can just give us some details, guys, before it becomes too much nonsense. How do people get tickets? Where can they buy them? And what are you charging again?
It's hockeynightinbrampton.com. You can go right to the website, hockeynightinbrampton.com, to get your tickets. Or you can just come the night of the game. There's still some tickets available right to the CA Center before 7 o'clock, and you can purchase your tickets there. But going online to the website, Hockey Night in Brampton, is probably the easiest.
Sounds great.
And tickets are only $12. $12. Normally to see these players at the ACC would cost you, $500. You get to see it for $12 here in Brampton, and 100% of that goes to the hospital.
Great work, Patrick and Doug. Thanks for taking some time, and we're happy to let everyone know it's a great cause and a great town. And as you say, a chance to see some NHLers up close for not very much money and support a great cause. Thanks very much this morning, guys.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us on.
All right,
okay, thanks, guys. Bye. See you later.
Take care, Freddie.
All right, on.
Does Patrick Brown know who you are in Brampton? Like you're the... Like when these politicians get elected, they have to go to Fred to get his approval. You know,
Blessing.
blessing. He's like the Brampton Godfather.
We forgot to ask about that Hall of Fame spot.
Yeah, that's not
That's
something.
all
Now,
right.
that's
the Brampton Hall of Fame.
The Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame. Walk of Fame.
I support that.
I know, but that's an Amanda.
Oh
initiative.
yeah, that's what we were waiting.
And as I
Yeah.
said, I can't sit here and say, put me on the Walk of Fame. Not that they would anyway, but might be a little fun.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Georgetown supports you.
I don't know.
I'm going to get on the Queensway roll of greatness.
The business improvement.
How?
area.
I just
Sidewalk
thought of
greatness.
something.
What's that?
We know. Why don't we, right on the sidewalk in front of this place, put 2 big stars with our names on it? That would be great.
Yeah,
And call it our own little Walk of Fame. What?
Well, I gotta
Don't you
live
think that'd
here.
be great?
I got to live here.
Well, what's the difference? There's a big sign.
Yeah, I know.
On
but
here anyway.
I don't like to draw attention to myself.
Except for the big neon sign out front.
Except for that. Yeah.
That's on every night.
No, that'd be
That
great.
would be
Let's
funny,
do
though.
it.
That would be funny. We could probably.
No, here's what we'll do: we get our
What?
hands and feet imprinted.
Oh, right.
Like in front of the Grauman's
How would
Chinese
we
Theater.
do that,
I have
though?
no idea. How would we get a star in the concrete? How do we get anyone to say yes to that?
You know, we talk about the Radio Hall of Fame, and I was with you from the beginning. I'm just given what is it? Where that all comes from and everything. I didn't find that very well. I found it somewhat distasteful. But the Brampton Walk of Fame, that would be funny.
Mm-hmm. But there's an online form for that, isn't there? Like, there's a website for it, and then they say submissions.
Yeah,
and
and
you
it's
just fill
not
that
going to
out.
be happening. Look at the list of people on there: Russell Peters and everything. It's not. No, I don't meet the criteria.
Keisha
Well,
Dante.
I mean, whatever.
Don't sell yourself short.
I don't meet the
I'd put you
criteria.
there. I'd put you there.
Yeah, I know, because you're my bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't. You're great. You're
Right.
endorsed by Georgetown.
That's right.
Sean.
Support.
Support, man.
That's right.
By the way, Sean has done Sean's done a video. Is it available on our Twitch
It keeps
site?
getting taken down for some reason.
He showed
I
me
don't know,
yesterday. It's
but
really well done.
I'll put it back up again today.
Well, put it somewhere so people can see the Howard and Fred golf adventure. Is very interesting, and I thought you did a great job.
Good 12-minute video, and it was good to actually see you were giving Fred advice, and Fred uses the advice in the shots.
Oh, yeah.
and
Well, how
there's
do you
good video
know?
images of it.
He
though.
does amazing.
Like, he's amazing.
So a couple quick things here. There's a guy who's dressed up. Was it a wolf? Why is he? Is there a man dressed as he's fought a wolf? Is that the story?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was out in Banff, Alberta. That's where Banff is, out in Alberta. There was an American family in a tent. All of a sudden, this guy, a local guy, hears this scrambling and this ruffling, and he goes out, and there's a wolf attacking this family in their tent. Actually, had the father of the young family from New Jersey and was sort of dragging him. So this Canadian guy goes out and kicks the wolf and keeps kicking it until finally it goes away. But apparently this wolf was like huge. You know, if you've seen how big
wolf
they
can get big. Yeah, they're big.
Anyway, he's being called a hero, and he put his own life on the line. And the people from New Jersey are just so thankful that he just happened upon, or the old man would have been dragged into the woods and eaten.
Where start again? Where the couple was where?
In Banff, in a
Banff,
campground.
yeah.
A young family from New Jersey, and the Canadian guy rescued them by putting his own life in the line and going up and starting to kick the wolf.
Would you do that? Would you kick a wolf? I mean, not whether to save somebody's life, but I mean, you don't. If it's the wolf's got Baby John or May or somebody, but if a wolf is dragging a stranger into the woods,
Howard, that's why I wanted to bring this story up, because I was going to ask you what you would do in that situation.
Well, it depends. Was the wolf yelling at me?
Yeah.
Was there a dead tree nearby?
Listen, the wolf is going after Baby John or May or even anyone that I love dearly. Yes, I attack the wolf. But would I? It's people I don't know. See, there's the difference in this story. He had no idea who they were, and he thought of saving them before he thought of his own well-being. I would pretend I didn't see it happening.
Yeah,
Probably.
I would get in my car and drive away and go, well, I don't know what happened to that guy, but that's not my issue. Here's the truth, though. We are joking right now. This is all nonsense. This is all theoretical. In the moment, you don't know what you do. And I think in the moment, your instincts to save another person, to help another person would kick in. Your adrenaline would kick in. And I think a lot of us would surprise ourselves. I'm not still saying I would do it, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was part of the impetus. Because even the guy that did the wolf saving, if he thought about it after, he might have thought, what the hell was I thinking?
Doing?
But you're not thinking. You're just seeing somebody in trouble, and you help them.
And the wolf, its jaws were being occupied, right? So maybe that was part of the thinking. But I don't know, because if you're running at it, does it drop what it's got and then attack you?
Exactly.
But they said veterinary tests have confirmed the wolf was in poor condition, likely nearing the end of its natural lifespan. So it was acting in a weird way. But you don't know that when you're going to give it a boot.
What are you saying? That the wolf was just old and slow and tired? Kind of like the Humble and Fred show of wolves?
Yeah.
Hey, before we get... I'll tell you who would save you. That Sherpa would be there. If you're being attacked by a wolf, you're going to want the retirement Sherpa in your corner because he's a portfolio manager.
Yes, and, he's a portfolio manager, Howard, and Raymond James is a member of the Canadian Investors Protection Fund. The Sherp will be back in tomorrow. We love his visits. Last week he was talking about, having one advisor. Some people... they actually get advice from several areas, and it can be very confusing. You want one guy to lead the way, and it should be the Sherpa. He says even if you have that person, hey, listen to him for a second opinion, and then get the reason why maybe one guy giving you advice is the best way to go. RetirementSherpa.ca.
Did you laugh because I'm playing Steppenwolf? Yeah. I have to give credit to our Twitch friend, Me Chiney, and because he tweaked that. He said, was he really kicking wolf or just Steppenwolf? I have a feeling this Me Chiney guy is a radio guy. He reminds me, he's got a real radio guy brain. Or radio woman. I don't see gender.
Yeah.
A lot of, a lot of unemployed radio people out there, trying to be funny.
A lot of employed radio people trying to be funny. Yeah. Not happening. Stupid radio people. Sean on our podcast extra today has got a great story about dentures going missing after surgery were found in a senior person's throat. And a story, penile ossification. I don't even know what that is, and I'm a doctor. But we're going to find out from Sean. When you tune in to humbleandfredradio.com, which we would appreciate you doing. Thanks so much to Anthony Petrucci from Palma Pasta. Once again, a great visit. Good to catch up with him. Thanks to the Yelling Man for all the great content provided this morning. And we'll get to a couple things on our... And by the way, should we save the Phil's... Do you guys know about this? About Phil's new sport?
I think everyone knows. Oh,
yeah.
New sport, right.
Oh, you guys heard about it last week?
Well, off air.
We didn't
we haven't
get into it yet. I thought you'd enjoy that.
Well, maybe tomorrow we'll talk about Phil.
I just want to see the video.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Phil's going to kickboxing classes.
Yeah, I am.
And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Here's Phil.
This episode of Humble and Fred Radio is brought to you by FYI Music News, The Retirement Sherpa, Gig Sky, The Chambers Plan, Strain Print, Freedom Construction, Ringside MD, and Clear Air Solutions. We broadcast to the world from the Humble and Fred Queensway National Broadcast Center. More Humble and Fred tomorrow and online at humbleandfredradio.com. Hey everybody. You know what's not holding up? I think you and I, was it you and I and Rachel
Were you and I talking about comedians in cars getting coffee and the episode with Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good, huh?
Loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
Every minute of it.
I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rachel and I guess we had seen it. Maybe it's her and I talking about it. Anyway, the other night we were looking for something on the Netflix and came across Delirious. 1985-86, Eddie Murphy at the height of his popularity, one of the most popular, not only comedians, but personalities, just off the Saturday Night Live, all of it. He's one of the most popular entertainers in the world. And he does this concert show. And there's two. One there's Delirious, and the other one is Raw.
Yes.
I don't know which one came first. There's the red. He's wearing the red jumpsuit, and then he's wearing this one.
Right.
But I can tell you from watching about 20 minutes of it, it doesn't hold up. It really doesn't.
Delirious?
Mm-mm.
Okay, from what perspective? If you'd never seen it before? See, when I watch it again, it's like a reminiscing thing for me.
Oh, for sure. And the references and the style and the...
But what you're saying, if you'd never seen it before and told somebody to watch it, it doesn't hold up?
Well, it doesn't hold up from a bunch of different...
Okay.
The content,
Mm-hmm.
you'd never get away with that now.
No.
But even just the jokes aren't... Like, I remember thinking it was one of the most... Because I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
In the mid-'80s, that was when I was doing stand-up, and I just thought it was... I thought it was Pryor-esque, if that's even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now looking back on it, I'm like, the jokes aren't as funny as I remember. The bits are like, wow, like you'd never, like his opening line is about he doesn't want any gay men looking at his ass.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like literally says, okay, you faggots, don't be
Mm-hmm.
looking at my ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're like, whoa, like
Mm-hmm.
at the time, you know, you just don't even think about it. And then that whole thing about Ralph Cramden and
Mm-hmm.
like it was good. It's just at the time to me it was the most hysterical thing I'd ever seen.
Same here. I cried.
Yeah, it was very.
It was
funny.
so funny.
But it just didn't. It seemed way out of date to me.
Because he was making jokes then that he couldn't make now. Is
Not
that what
just
you
that,
mean?
I just didn't find them as funny as I found them then. Like when you're 26 and
Right.
somebody's making
Yeah,
jokes
that's
like that
right.
about Ralph Cramden
Mhm.
and Norton fucking him up the ass,
Mhm.
it's hysterical when you're
Mhm.
26. When you're
Mhm.
60, it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It's not
right.
as funny.
Mhm.
And I watched a lot of it. And after we turned it off, but I've gone back and watched some more of it, just from a technical standpoint.
Mhm.
He's getting applause breaks on every second thing he says. It's
Right.
not that funny.
Right.
But just seeing him as a young man and the style, it's interesting. But like I said, it didn't quite hold up for me.
And maybe part of that is because, well, for both of us, right? The radio industry has fucked us up the ass so many times.
Oh, yeah.
We just don't find it funny anymore.
We're still smarting from that chorus thing.
Oh, dear me.
Radio's like, there is no room for Humble and Fred anymore, so we will fuck them up the bum without any lubricant. Sean, what do you got? Dentures in the seniors' throats?
Yeah, seniors' throats. There was a senior in, I believe it was Great Britain, that went to the doctor because he had a scratch in his throat after surgery, and doctor's, okay, doesn't seem like there's anything wrong. Maybe it's just a lung infection. Maybe it's something, a throat scratch. It doesn't seem like there's nothing showing up on our x-ray, but they didn't x-ray low enough because this patient's dentures had been lodged in their throat, lower than the X-ray showed, and so they didn't notice that there were dentures in this guy's throat, and that's why he couldn't breathe. So when he went back to the doctor again, because he was still complaining about, I have a problem right now, I can't breathe very well, I got a scratch in my throat. They found the dentures in the X-ray because they X-rayed lower, and it's really all because they don't have any plan as a medical community in England for dentures, like in the surgical room. There's no real rules to follow when it comes to dentures. So
what, during surgery?
Yeah. So it's like they could be put anywhere.
That
They
would
could
be
be in a glass on the side. It's
or down your throat.
Or yeah, they got lost in this guy's throat.
That had to, so am I, Howard. That has to be a partial denture,
Yeah, no,
if
there-
anything.
Yeah.
Because
you should see the picture. It's
well,
it's
how
a
could
full,
your dentures be in your throat?
There's not even enough room for dentures to be in a throat.
It happened.
No. I'm saying it's probably a partial denture, like with 1 or 2 teeth, a little wire thing,
like a bridge.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's the whole upper teeth.
Oh,
Well.
well,
then they've
half
lost
the
me.
dentures. Yeah. So just
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's about 5, 6.
Well, whatever
teeth,
it is, it's
but
a lot of
still-
teeth in your throat.
Like that, wouldn't that your gag reflex be
Stuck. Yeah.
I don't know how you would eat food. I don't know how you would. Yeah,
Might have been
anything.
comfortable
Yeah.
enough.
How do you
Yeah.
breathe without your throat scratching and
Did
poking
anyone
through
else
your
hear
throat?
Fred toot just a second ago? By the way, I wish you guys could have one of these peaches from Ontario. Is it really good?
I should have. I grabbed a pear and it's somewhat tasteless, but the peaches right
my
now
God.
are just they're
Well,
peachy.
I'll go get
They're
one.
peachy.
Really good.
It's good food ASMR section of our podcast. Actually,
Penile ossification of the entire penile shaft found incidentally on pelvic X-ray.
yes.
What are all those words? What are they all about, Sean?
All right, Doc.
Doc, easy.
Penile ossification.
What is what? Which is that?
Is the hardening of the penis, kind of like a bone through calcification. It's like calcium.
So the penis just
turns into a bone. So
Well, it does whenever you get horny.
right? But this guy had a bit more of a permanent issue.
Permabone.
Yes. This has been known. It's a rare disease that's been known to happen, or rare case that's been known to happen only when. I've got to remember the name of this actual disease.
Well, I get it.
Peyronie's disease is what may cause this. So they know where it comes from, but it's so rare that this was one of the few cases we know and have seen examples of.
So the
this case.
penis stays.
This
the bone.
guy's-
It turns to stone.
This
What
guy's
happened?
bone or dick turned into a bone instead of it's just stayed a bone instead of growing a boner and that boner going away.
Hey, I had Peyronie's disease, or have it.
Yeah. The ossification.
Do you?
Listen, Peyronie's disease, a penis problem caused by scar tissue, which I had after I fractured
Yeah.
my penis back when I was 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
I fractured my penis, and then the scar tissue caused me to have a bend in my penis because of the scar tissue, and then I took medication to relax it.
Yeah.
I'm fine now.
Oh, good.
But the word
good news.
But the term Peyronie's disease was used at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it leads to a penile bend or curvature during erection, leading eventually to erectile
And
dysfunction.
his bend was illegal. They measured it because sometimes you get too much
Like a hockey
too much curve in your stick. He had an illegal bend in his dick.
And it was my situation that my flirtation with Peyronie's disease that led Red Hot Chili Peppers to write the song Scar Tissue.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Not a lot of people know that.
No. They
No.
So don't.
No.
Lesson learned: don't break your penis.
Right.
You don't want to break your penis; it turns into bone.
But for some
Fractured
people,
Penis, a great CFNY band from the late 80s.
ossification.
Well, that is interesting. Ossification. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm all right with that.
science,
Well-
big words.
Well, they are, Sean. We
Yes,
haven't
they
even
are.
talked about, speaking of ossification, Jack Whitaker died. Never got to that. He died a couple days ago. For you guys that follow sports, our age group of guys, Fred and I were talking about that. We thought you'd know who he was. Great sort of essayist in sports and the tradition. He sort of started that in a way. Like a lot of guys have taken up that mantle, but Jack Whitaker was one of those people you would, if you followed horse racing or golf or football in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you would have known Jack Whitaker's voice.
Yeah, he was one of the. There's different levels of sportscasters. Some are more sportsy and some are more formal. He was sort of one of the formal, like sort of the dean of sportscasting at the time. He'd do the little essays, maybe before, during, or after the event. Distinguished man.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
died nicely at 94.
Exactly.
He looked okay. He didn't have that scary Bob Barker face going.
Mm-hmm.
They showed some pictures of what he looked like prior to his death, and he seemed fine. I mean, it seemed like he was enjoying himself.
Yeah, 94. That's a nice run, especially if you're not ailing a lot prior to that.
Yeah.
94. Can you imagine that? That if I live to be 94, I'll die in 2052. What about you? Figure it out.
I'll be
Take it to 100 and minus 6.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
I'll be 94 in 34 years, 54, 2054. I will die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 34 years from now.
Okay.
Why'd you make a curious face?
No, because I think I had mine wrong then.
Yeah.
Because it was 6, yeah. Because in 2050 I'll die.
Yeah, and I'll
That's
be
right.
54.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make that our pact.
Okay.
Let's go at 94.
Thelma and Louise.
I loved it. That'd be a cool year, 2050.
In the year 2050.
2050, I'll pass away if I live to be 94.
I don't know
which
if
won't happen.
The thing is, though, if you're a 94 that you're all a skeletal and you're just hanging around and everyone's sicky, like, I don't know if I want to be that
Your
guy.
Peyronie's disease.
Yeah, your dick hasn't worked in 30 years.
Or
You're
it's so
shitting into a
calcified.
bag.
Yeah, you're so calcified. You're 94 and you've got a constant fucking hard
Yeah,
on.
you're fucking walking around banging into people with your dick, which is ossified and shit. It's on a fucking 90-degree angle. You piss around corners. It's no good. Stop it.
Oh, dear.
If you're 94, so let's just take that. How old's Mel now? Your daughter's in her 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Your grandkids are in their 30s or some shit.
Even more.
More? No one wants you around anymore. Like, hey, has anyone checked on Howie and Fred? No, they're in a tent in the backyard. That's where we'll be.
Mm-hmm.
Some old tent.
Oh, boy. Jeez.
I picture you guys like Charlie Chocolate Factory. You guys just sleeping in the same bed. Like, you know, the couple here, and you're just happy and content just laying
Yeah.
here.
I'm all high.
Working out all the Netflix you've saved up.
Watching all my Netflix.
I've thought about this. You know, when you're in your 60s and you're of sound mind and body, you think, I never want to be a burden on those I love.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you become a burden without really even realizing you're a burden. You'd like, you know what I mean? Because you've
Yeah.
lost your mind a bit or whatever
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. So here you are, this horrible burden on the rest of your family, and you don't even realize it. It should be, you know, anyway.
Yeah, I know.
The point is, we should really be much more in control of our end date, so to speak.
I figured it out. Like, once they have to put Stan down, I'm going too. You know? Where's my boy?
Stan's
Sweet little
sleeping.
boy.
Oh.
He's such a good guy.
What if you could clone Stan? Would you stick around longer?
Maybe. I was actually thinking about getting a new Stan just to stagger. Like because and Rachel, I said to her, I would get another, because she's never had a puppy. I said, I would get a puppy with you. I would have you go through that experience. But maybe an older dog, like an 8-month, 9-month, 10 months. So I don't have to paper train the puppy.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Like I said,
I'd have to get a rescue or something.
Well, yesterday during the yelling incident, afterwards, this guy that we walk our dogs together, he's got a new puppy, 16-week-old type of dog that herds sheep. Not a sheep dog, but that kind of like
cattle dog.
Like it's really cute. It's like it's like
oh, I know.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like those kind of dogs that
Border
do the herding.
collie?
Border collie, yeah. And this little puppy was always like herding Stan and the older dog, because like he would throw a ball for it, and the little puppy wouldn't chase the ball. He would chase Stan and the other dog. It was really cool. And then he'd stop and do that little thing that herding dogs do, like down in the grass. It was really cool.
Isn't it amazing the instinct?
Yeah, that's what the guy was saying. Because where does he get it from?
Danny Bonchek has that. Has a border collie, and it's just amazing. It's almost stressed. They're almost like a little high-strung or stressed out because they're always worried about that.
But a really sweet dog.
Yeah.
What?
That's what it's come to. You know why this podcast extra's gone on this long?
No.
Because Howard's been percolating. He's been brewing one up.
Oh,
And he didn't
yeah.
want it to end before he could blast one out. That's good. We should be proud. And why doesn't the radio industry want him to look?
What? We should give those guys who really have no, they just ramble now and occasionally fart.
The occasional
we should syndicate their show. Where did it all go? Where did it all go wrong? Oh, well. I don't know. I know I'm happy.
Oh, dear. Mortality in dogs today.
Yeah.
Gee.
I'm pretty happy.
How can you not be?
I am. I'm ecstatic, actually. Okay.
All right, everybody.
Well, we had our peaches and a pear. And Sean talked about some stuff. Phil, tomorrow, kickboxing.
Right.
And we want video.
On Facebook a lot. My hair, I'm really getting gray, eh? Holy cow. Look at that.
Just a little.
I'm a gray-haired man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But you don't smell bad. You smell good.
Well, depends.
No, I mean, not from your butthole.
I mean, depends.
I'm just saying your general odor. You don't smell like you're
No,
stale or anything. All right. We got to go.
A little up the road from the habitations of the towns we know. A place we saw the lights turn low. The jigsaw jazz and the get fresh flow. Pulling out jobs and jamboree handouts.